And we're live.
Hey, Stefan. Hey, Peter.
Hey, Stefan. Hey, Peter.
Hi, Stefan. Hi, bro.
Hello.
Everyone to join us in chat. So, and Ellie and Leah should be with us. Hopefully, Ellie soon, and Leah might hopefully will join us later. Hi, LJ.
Hey,
I think is LJ, who is your number one fan, Steve.
Yeah, I did wonder. Hi.
So she may be fangirling at the moment.
Excellent.
She's probably back there going,
So yeah, everyone. So yeah, today we are joined by Steve Trim of Venomtech.
Hello. Yeah, thanks for the introduction, and great to be here. And yeah, see what goes.
Phil, is this the one that makes the hot sauce? That you
Yes.
used to did, or you have made it?
Yes, we've done it for a few years. Obviously, COVID put an end to that, and we might go back to doing it again. We're not sure yet.
Oh, so I put the wrong one up. It's not a secret anymore, LJ. I've just put it on screen.
Yeah.
sorry, LJ. It's not my secret anymore.
Brilliant.
I suppose because yeah, Stefan is very much into the League of Fire or whatever it's called, with the hot chilies and stuff, as well as spiders. So, but that was based on was it Cambridge Eye Venom?
So that came out of a talk I did for the Institute of Directors a good few years ago, and it happened to be based at a food centre in East Kent, and to be able to explain why we use venom and how the venom interacts with neurons and nerve channels, I used the example of chili. Now, most people know chili feels hot, it burns, and the reason for that is actually binding to a pain channel. So it's not a hot taste, it's pain. And I explained how that it's basically a molecular signal that goes down the nerves and tells your brain that actually this is painful, and the logical reaction is you shouldn't be eating it. But there's a little bit of interesting wiring in the human brain that the sort of pleasure pain boundaries are a bit blurred, and so actually a lot of us like that pain to a certain level. And then I explained that certain venoms act on the same ion channel, and so the bites from these spiders would cause that intense burning pain as a defense against predators. And then went on to talk about some of the other venoms we work with. And at the end, the host came up to me and went, "Oh, we really should make a venom chili sauce." And I laughed it off and went, "No, that's a crazy idea." And he basically wouldn't let it lie. And he came up with a way of us actually making a venom sauce that mimicked the action of the Psalmopoeus cambridgei, the Trinidad chevron venom, and that became Steve's scientific sauce. And the websites and stuff are still up there. Brilliant. Thanks. And I can go quite a bit, yes. And the websites and stuff are still up there, and hopefully when we get back into the scientific conference season, it will see us producing more sauce once again, and there'll be some surplus out there. And it has been sold by good friends at the Spider Shop when we've had batches. So I do hope to get it back out again, because it is funny. But it really caught us out. It's sort of a funny gimmick idea. I was off to a conference, as I often do pre-COVID, and was actually thinking, okay, on the train ride out, I'll get my plan and who I'm going to talk to, and brilliant, and work that out. When I got there and met my colleague, I had to apologise. It's like my phone has been absolutely red hot. The chili sauce made it to Lad Bible, and I haven't done any preparation apart from talk to people about venom chili sauce for 2 hours. So that was crazy, and it just went mental from there. We had requests for pallet loads from some Texan chili centres, which would just beyond the small farmhouse kitchen which we were making it in. So yeah, it may well come back again. Hopefully it will when we get back to the scientific conference season. So looking like the end of this year, it is possible we could start that again, because it definitely was very popular. It was a great talking point for many people.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, I tried, and as a non-chili lover, I'm not a huge fan of chili, and would never go for chili. So I can say it was very tasty.
Yeah, there was a hilarious moment where an Irish radio station wanted to do a taste live on air, so we sent them a bottle, and we're chatting through it, and they clearly rummaged through the office to find the person who has the least chili tolerance possible, because he said his tongue was going numb, which it was not one of the powers of that particular venom source, but it was very funny.
I was going to highlight this from LJ.
Wow.
So, well, before I knew it, I've been known LJ for a couple of months. She was an addict, I don't know how long ago, and she told me before doing the stream that, like, yeah, reading your papers and stuff helped her get clean.
Oh wow!
And like focus her mind on, like, you know, how basically it helped her. So she feels like she owes you a lot for helping her through that without you knowing it.
Without knowing it at all. No, that's really cool. It's certainly a fascinating topic of how venoms and toxins interact with the human body, and how it can actually help us to actually understand the science, and it's complex. There's plenty to dive into there. So that's really humbling to hear that.
So yeah, basically go on here because you work with venoms and like for pharmaceuticals and stuff. So for the guys that don't know what Venomtech is, perhaps I can explain what Venomtech or how Venomtech started and stuff. I mean, LJ could probably tell us, but
yeah, if he wants to step in, that's fine. Yeah, sure, mate. No worries. So my background, compared to a lot of venom labs whose fascination and expertise purely resides with the animals, mine was different. I spent 10 years working at Pfizer in Sandwich as a drug discovery biologist, understanding how drugs work in the therapeutic way and how we could actually find better ones. In about 8 years of that was on pain and neuroscience, which obviously how we got onto talking about the chili sauce and side of things. It's an area of mine that was a particular specialty in for a very long time now. And one of the challenges there is drugs like morphine and lidocaine are quite good at killing most pains, but they also have a quite poor side effect profile. Lidocaine's good unless you give it anywhere near your heart, and it'll stop that because of a similar ion channel there. And morphine has addiction and dysphoria problems, as well as it slows down your gastrointestinal tract as well, which doesn't sound like much, but when you're taking it constantly in a high doses, it is a severe problem. And what we were reading is some of these venom peptides, particularly from theraphosids, so that's what people classically call tarantulas, were more specific and therefore could make a better drug than the small molecules we had available. The challenges what we had, suddenly got an echo, but the challenges what we had was actually getting those venom peptides in a way that we could actually study them and understand how they could be more drug-like. But while I was at Pfizer, it's not something I was able to fix. We got a few venoms in, and I was also the safety officer for the toxins we were working with, and as well as other things in the pain team. And at the same time, I was keeping non-dangerous spiders and snakes as pets, some of which you can see behind me. So when I got made redundant, I actually then found myself with 3 core skills. I understood the biology of how drugs are discovered, how they work. I understood the safety of working safely in a pharmaceutical laboratory, also with toxins. And I understood the animal's biology. And that's really cool. And we actually had a sort of 3 sort of core skills to put the things together. So I got made redundant in February 2010, and somewhat foolishly had started Venomtech by March because I could solve a scientific problem. Understanding how to run the business was a whole different game, and I sort of learned that along the way. But my focus was sorting out and how to solve a scientific problem, and that was to get venoms as pain therapeutics. Through that work, we've then discovered the venoms are active in a whole range of disease areas. My wife is Carol is a senior lecturer at Canterbury Christchurch, and her area of expertise is cancer biology. So we've done a lot of work looking at venoms, and they affect a lot of things in cancer pathways. So there's a lot of drug-like molecules that could be useful for that. And we've done various other things as well along the way. So we found out that venoms can do a whole range of things, and even taste hot, which is all stuff that I didn't know when I started out. In terms of sort of building the business, we started in the back of a pet shop because that's where the animals were, rented a space out the back. And then, with an interesting twist of fate, about 5 years ago, moved to Discovery Park, which is the old Pfizer lab, Pfizer sort of building. And so I actually, 10 years later, I'm back in the same buildings I started at, running my own lab, and with the animals in sight. So the way we solve the supply problem is actually having the animals on site, so we can actually recoverably collect venom, much like milking a herd, essentially, and therefore we can actually control the supply chain right the way through, making sure the animals are fit and healthy, got a good population, right the way through to separating venom out to its component parts and taking it through into the sort of drug-like molecules. If the wonders of technology will work for us, I might be able to show you a photo of the lab.
Doug, how does it play into the manufactured meds?
So what we're looking at is drug discovery, and that's different to drug manufacture. So what we are providing venoms for is people to looking into researching new venoms, new drugs, and new ways of working. Once you understand that, you then can actually go through the safety testing and moving into manufacture. Because the venoms we're studying are peptides, they can be made synthetically, or even some of the even fermented and made by bacteria or even plants, then scaled up. But the end result could end up in a tablet, much like any other drug compound. But the manufacturing side of things is not something we're looking at. The key thing for us is that you don't need 1 million spiders to start making a global drug, because you understand the individual peptide within the venom and make that single thing synthetically.
Right.
That's really cool.
But yeah, if we can, if I can share the screen, I should be able to show you a photo of the lab. So here we go. How's that looking?
Well, wait a minute, let me just add it.
That's
Special.
Yeah. We don't want it like that. Oh, there you go. I wasn't sure if that's you or me then.
I wasn't sure either.
Excellent. So this is our core lab at Discovery Park. On the left, we have the racks of invertebrates in really useful boxes, because they are indeed really useful. They clip secure. We can drill holes to control humidity. And also, we've put them through a full 180-degree autoclave cycle, so we can fully sterilize them as needed. Other work we've done actually shows that they are, to a reasonable extent, UV transparent as well. And so we've made sure that the racks are blackened. So we've got a dark area at the back and a light area at the front. And then the lab lights have a 12-hour day-night cycle So the animals have a sort of tropical level day-night cycle. At the back of the racks, there are thermostated heat mats to give a temperature gradient, and then we do humidity manually by spraying when we check them. Then going around the lab at the back, we have our weighing station, a magnifier, and in the middle is a cell culture hood. We can actually culture cells to actually understand the drug-like properties of those venoms. And the core workhorse here is our Ultimate 3000 HPLC, so high pressure liquid chromatography. So complex word, but essentially it's a molecular sieve, and it allows us to separate all the different venom components. And then when we've done that, what you see me is stood at the Clario Star plate reader, and this is where we can actually do the experiments and understand, does this venom affect this enzyme or this pain ion channel or this cancer pathway, and understand what's going on. And right at the front of the screen, we have the locusts, which are spider food. And we get them in about once a month.
That's awesome.
Yeah, cool. So I'm able to give you a quick tour of what's going on.
So, as well as saying that's awesome, was asked about, do you modify your milking equipment? Actually heard you mention it on a podcast.
Yeah, so the challenge is being the only commercial venom lab in the UK, and one of very few. There isn't standard equipment. We've had to make everything bespoke ourselves. So what we do when we're doing the sort of milking venom collection is to anesthetize the spiders with carbon dioxide. We're still working out exactly the process of anesthesia, how it goes on, but from a practical point of view, they're immobile and they are unresponsive. They don't respond to their environment. And so we give them a slow rising concentration of CO2, so they go to sleep nice and calmly. And then first thing we do is turn them over to make sure they don't turn back. So the loss of righting reflex is the first test. We then touch them with a pair of forceps to make sure they don't respond to touch. And thirdly and lastly, is with the fangs are loose. So the last muscles to relax are actually the biting muscles in the chelicera. And when they're relaxed, we know we can then actually put the fangs into a tube and give a very small electric stimulation that just contracts the muscle around the venom gland to actually squeeze the venom out into the tube. And then let them recover and record the time it takes them to recover. So we're monitoring their health, and then we don't repeat the cycle for at least 2 weeks to make sure they've got time to regenerate more venom, essentially. Like the same way that cows need to make more milk, but unfortunately venom takes a lot longer.
Yeah. And then a lot of time when people think of like working with venoms, they always think dangerous animals, but you work a lot with the common everyday tarantulas that a lot of us keep as pets, don't you? As well?
Yeah, that's a really funny thing that most people think that, when people that come to our lab, sort of suppliers and those partners and things, they've heard we might have black widows and they're really excited to see them. It's like, but they're like 2 centimeter leg span. They're really tiny. Whereas some of our theraphosids are, like salmon pinks are very common in the hobby. Nice big spiders give a good venom yield. Sort of some of them up to sort of 40 grams of spider weight, and they're much easier, much better to work with, and you need less of them because they're bigger. We also really like the pokies, and one of the reasons they produce, for their size, they produce a lot of venom, which is not surprising when you look at some of the bite reports.
Is it all pokies or like just particular pokies?
All of them we've tested so far. Yeah. And it's also slightly yellow, which is I think it might be the same enzyme that you see in snake venom that makes snake venom yellow. It's possible that all the other theraphosid venoms are clear, but the pokey venom is slightly yellow.
I didn't know that.
Interesting.
Yeah. We've not done the experiments to find out, but there's an enzyme called L-amino acid oxidase, in very prominent in snake venoms, that gives it its yellow color, and it might be a little bit of convergent evolution in the pokies. So it's work in progress.
Yeah, it's probably quite good. But yeah, like I say, when you read like bite reports of pokies and stuff, just for something like that, nasty.
So, dose is different from volume. Dose is different from toxicity. So the volume delivered is not a good indicator of the problems with the bite. But we've got work hopefully going to be presenting at the Society for Neuroscience conference in November, showing how pokey venom actually switches on pain in a different way to the Psalmopius, but in a very easy to characterize, where you can look at these channels that these ion channels are important for pain, such that some of the people that have had a congenital insensitivity to pain have got a mutation in this gene, so you know that it's really vital for pain, and the pokey venom just switches this on, so it's just pure pain from its source. So it's not doing any tissue damage that we know of, but it certainly will feel like it.
Yeah.
LJ just put
nice. Thanks for the plug. That's really cool.
I was like, yeah,
I should have had a copy here just to go, hey.
If you got a copy and you can sign it and send it to LJ, I think that would make her year.
So yeah, it's a bit of a steep one. It's good academic text, about like 200 quid each, and unfortunately we don't get a. We've not got a stack of author copies, but it was really cool to be invited. For me, it was a real step forward, because it was an invitation from medicinal chemists to ask us about biology, essentially, of how venoms are important in drug discovery. So it's really a key thing for actually helping people doing drug discovery to understand how the venom peptides are as compounds. And so to get that in a chemistry textbook was a really cool invitation. And it was part of the last conference I went to pre-COVID. So during lockdown, we had plenty of writing to do. Those things are a large part of a large amount of work, but it was definitely worth doing, and we're very proud of the end result. So yeah, thanks for that. I have other books as well. Other chapters on veterinary work in spiders and spider histology that we've also done during the same period. So it's actually been a lot of head down writing time.
Welcome back, Leah.
Excellent. But yeah, it depends on the approach and the audience to how technical the papers are. On our website, there are links to those papers we can put links to.
Oh, there you go. There you go, LJ.
We are in the process of revamping that as well. So more will follow soon. We've been doing some work on Russell's Viper bite reports recently. I got a paper submitted over the weekend as well. So the more gory side of venom research, of how it destroys tissues.
Yeah, Russells are quite. Yeah, I don't know a huge amount about Russell Vipers, but yeah, their venom is pretty gnarly.
Yes, very much so. A whole suite of tissue destructive enzymes, and unfortunately, the type of vipers are the ambush hunters. So their defense against a big primate is to sit still until they get too close and then bite them. So unfortunately, they are high up there in one of the, obviously one of the top 3 Indian snakes of causing human injury and morbidity. So it's quite fascinating stuff.
And I think isn't it like depending on what like part of India they're in, they can actually, their venom can be quite different as well, even though it's like one species. Like their venom can be quite different depending on the region of India.
Yeah, they were localities, and they have been split into subspecies, I believe now. Particularly the difference between sort of north-south is the major divide there with the vipers, but it does vary quite a lot. And one of the things that's really drew me to Russell's was watching a lecture by Professor David Worrell a good few years ago at Venom Day, and he had a couple of case reports of men out in the field who'd been bitten by Russell's vipers, lucky enough to survive the bite, and actually they'd regressed puberty. It had shut down the
I remember.
hormone axis.
At Venom Day, and it was like,
yeah,
my God, there's some of that where it was going on. That was like just mind blowing.
Yeah, it's totally bizarre. We don't know of any other venom that does anything like that. It's really weird.
Yeah, the first I'd ever heard of. Yeah, a bite causing someone to basically go backwards and
lose the secondary sexual characteristics.
Yeah, go back briefly, but reverse puberty. And it's like what?
And then a couple of people that were unlucky to actually succumb to the venom and die. When they looked at their brains, their pituitary gland was just red and messy. It was just destroyed. It's really bizarre stuff.
Yeah.
But fascinating at the same time.
Totally fair. And I remember his talk, and it was just I was so engrossed in his talk, and some of the pictures he showed were horrific.
Yeah.
But it was like
Doug's comment's an interesting one. Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing that. So another one of the papers we have published during lockdown was one on ethnobotany research. So there's a lot of people out there that has understood, to look at plants and how they can be therapeutic. And plants are therapeutic in the right hands. The willow tree was an inspiration for aspirin. You've got morphine from poppies and Taxol from pine trees as a cancer biology drug. So plants can make good drugs, but you need to be looking at them as if they're drugs and studying in the right way. And what happens is there's a lot of papers out there where they're saying that if you pre-incubate venom with a particular plant extract, it neutralizes the venom when you then test it. But obviously that's not how that works. To be able to study how the venom works in the field, you need to dose the venom first and then the plant as a therapeutic afterwards. So I was asked to write this as part from Shakti Verpera, is one of our collaborators, and to look into why aren't there more snake venom therapies coming from plants. And the idea is that people are looking at them as if they're anti-venoms and not studying them as if they're drugs. So it was a bit of a personal rant that ended up being a scientific paper of this is how we should be doing ethnobotany. So looking at healing plants and are they actually therapeutically useful? Because unfortunately the placebo effect is very powerful and can be used to bring false positive data to a lot of studies.
Hey Effie, I'm just going to embarrass LJ by she's currently fangirling at the moment. Saying that you're awesome and really nice.
Thanks.
So, you're about bee venom therapy in the US. Have you ever done much with bee venom?
I've given a few talks around bee venom It's one of the frustrating things is that there's a lot of people studying bee venom in various ways, and actually, therefore, if you look in the scientific literature, you can almost find bee venom will affect anything you want to throw it at. But obviously, the truth of the matter is not so simple. So I'm not aware of any bee venom licensed drugs, but people are doing AP therapy, so a bee venom therapy for reducing sensitivity to bee stings. There's bee venom cosmetics, but in terms of actual licensed drugs, I don't think there is any. But it's not an area we particularly study because there's a few people out there producing bee venom in large scales, so it's not something there's not the gap there that we've gone into. We've collected venom from wasps and honey and bumblebees, but very small scale, which is quite fascinating. But yeah, not done anything on the honeybee side of things yet.
That's really cool. So, probably what most people probably want to know. What are the commonly kept species in the UK probably gives the most venom or has the most interesting venom?
Commonly kept species.
Yeah, probably because everyone in chat will be but most of us are spider keepers and like most of the common species that own the hobby and stuff.
Yeah, so we've got a large collection of brachypelmas, lasiodoras, and some of those have been interesting in the cancer side of things. So we're doing a lot of work at the moment on pokey venom and on pain and muscle contraction, and that work will come out in a poster at Neuroscience end of the year, and we might be able to use that poster after that particular conference. So we should be able to get that out sometime soon. The Histocates gigas venom is really interesting work we did with AstraZeneca. So this is a poster on our website if anybody wants to have a look, actually showing that it activates an opioid receptor, so it might be an analgesic, and nobody previously found a compound like this from Theraphosid venom previously. And from the bite reports, it doesn't lead you to think that it's in there, but when you separate it out from the stuff that is causing the pain, there is something in there that might be analgesic-like, and that was a real surprise to us as an avenue that we thought it was worth looking at, obviously, but the end result was better than we expected. So that's really cool.
I just put the link to the website in the chat.
Nice one. Cheers.
Okay.
Check that out.
So
Doug asked about Old Worlds, but he mentioned the Gigas.
Yeah, so the Giga's great. We've got several other Histocates, Cereopagopus, Haplopelmas, but obviously there's been a major revision between those genera. So we have lots of both, and they've swapped around. So that's one of the challenges we have, is that our products are named by the species, and every year we go to the BTS lectures, and some of the great speakers there tell us that our products now have a different name that we then need to go back and deal with. So one of the challenges, one of the things I did about 6 years ago now, is actually employ a taxonomist to actually help understand these taxonomic changes, because they don't always get accepted, and to understand at what level this is a genuine change and it is accepted, we need to relabel what we've got, or actually this is a transient change, we hold fire for a bit and then sort of go back and do some more later. But it's been one of the most positive effects on our research. Probably is the Psammopius cambridgei and the venom chili sauce.
Peter said, what about spider centipede venom?
Yeah, so we've done a little bit with centipedes. And the interesting thing with centipedes is that there's such a variation with their venom yield. And it's independent of their size particularly. So the Scolopendra hard wikis produce an absolute shed load more venom than any other species we've looked at. And it's really bizarre. You can get subspinipes or mortisans about the same size, and they'll give you a small fraction of the venom. So it's really quite a challenge. Something we're trying to work out what is going on, because there's some wonderful giants around at the moment, and it'd be great to know if they're going to perform like Hardwicke. Then we'd definitely pick them up and get them in. And if they're going to be like subspinipes, probably won't bother too much, because the venom yield is really tiny. It's still very powerful when it gets in you. The bite reports from centipedes are always quite interesting, a bit like the pokies, but getting enough to work with is a big challenge. But then we've got a lot of British spiders, so the Arenaeus, you see nice orb weavers, the giant house spiders, the Eratogenas. We've collected venom from them and worked with them. So we can work with small volumes, but it just becomes a practical challenge.
That's it. And then a scorpion, because a lot of scorpion venom's used as well, isn't there? I think, is it the Deathstalker scorpion that's used in like brain cancer surgeries or something?
Yeah. Let me just speed up somewhere. Let's just we can share that, because that was a great moment about 6 or 8 years ago. Where is it? There we go. It's a bit blurry, but hopefully it should show okay. We don't get the disco effect this time, but it's teed up ready for you.
See.
Nice. That's much better this time. Yes. So, yeah, this is the Deathstalker scorpion sitting over a CT scan of it. So you're looking at a slice from top of the head down to the chin through a unfortunate human, and here you can see a large tumor. And so the venom of the Deathstalker scorpion, one of the components in it called chlorotoxin, can actually bind to the specific cells in the cancer. And when you put a fluorescent tag on this, the surgeon can then shine an infrared light at the tissue in the operating theatre, and those that light up are the bad cancer cells, and those are the healthy cells. So the surgeon's able to take away the without taking too much from the healthy tissue around it. And the smaller amount of healthy tissue they can take, the better the patient will be after that point. But this was something we did for the BBC, Pain, Pus and Poisons. They came to us saying, could we do a film around the Deathstalker venom? And they wanted to have a Deathstalker out running free over these CT scans with Michael Mosley talking about it. And so it was a nice little risk assessment challenge for us to be able to get a deadly scorpion. They are called Deathstalkers for a reason, safely around a slightly famous producer and presenter to actually get a nice bit for TV, and it actually worked out really well. So it was we built a nice little polycarbonate frame for the scorpion to walk around and walk over the CT scans. And it's quite an iconic image. I really like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I think LJ missed your answer to her question. I think as I was having a moment. So about the which spiders had the most positive on your research?
Yeah, because we started and we sort of skipped on to another topic. So yeah, so I was saying that actually the spider that's had the most impact at Venomtech is definitely the Trinidad chevron, the Psalmopius cambridgei, because of its link to TRPV1 and pain processing and the whole boom of the venom chili sauce. In terms of our scientific research, it is some of the brachypelmates that we're putting together for a paper on how it affects breast cancer cells, which is work we've been doing with Canterbury Christchurch for the last 3 or 4 years. and that will be the actual specific species will be announced in that paper. But I can tell it is a pretty common brachypelma that a lot of you will have, and it's fascinating when you separate the venom out to find actually there's something that looks a little bit like a possible cancer therapeutic in there.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, I'm really pleased with that.
Hopefully LJ caught that. Yep, she heard that.
Again, we'll be posting it on our website and our news social media feeds. The paper is currently being written at the moment. So. There is some of our a lot of our cancer work is actually in posters on our website already. But, we will be updating it. We're going to have a big overhaul when we've towards the end of the year of our website and improve the news and media side of things to get papers out better. But yeah, we'll definitely shout about it. You can.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
All right, that's the one. Yeah, it's gone really slow. There we go. It's gone now. So, sorry.
So while we're talking about venoms and their effect on things, I got something else I can show as well.
Oh, definitely.
So, obviously, a little thing called COVID popped up, and allowed a few of us in the research world to actually have a look to see what we could do, as well as just working around from a personal point of view. And for us, it was when the papers come out showing that the SARS-CoV-2 virus binds to the human ACE2 receptor, it suddenly gave us a clue. So, okay, so we know how to do experiments to look at the effect of ACE2 and its signaling. And so we set up those experiments, used a selection of venom fractions. So we'd used the HPLC, so like a venom sieve, and separated the venoms out into their component parts, and put this on the ACE2 enzyme, and then stimulated the ACE2 enzyme to see if it still had its standard effect. And what we see is that we've got is percentage inhibition. So the taller the bar, the bigger effect it had of blocking the enzyme. And our good friends, the Indian ornamentals, P. regalis, and the Cameroon rusties, the H. gigas, were the top venoms out of those that we tested. We didn't test everything, but we did test a good range at actually blocking ACE2, and therefore they might be able to reduce the effect of the virus getting entry into the human cells. And we also had two taipan fractions show up as also showing smaller amounts of inhibition. And this is really interesting because there isn't an evolutionary ancestor between spiders and snakes that's venomous. The evolution of venom in these animals is completely independent, and yet doing something very similar. So that was something really quite fascinating to us, and the work is ongoing in this space.
Definitely. Toria had this question about just certain cancers that venom's used for. Has it been used for thyroid cancer at all?
So there are people looking at thyroid cancer, and I think some of them have used some venoms, but I'm not completely sure. It's not an area for us. This is one of the things that underpins cancer. It's not just one disease. It's an encyclopedia of different diseases, and even in our sort of more specialist areas like breast cancer and pancreatic cancer, one cancer is not necessarily the same as the next. So unfortunately, it's not an area that I know about. But from what we've seen, the more cancers we screen venoms against, the more likely we are to find drug-like molecules within them. So I would definitely say it's worth looking.
What's on in the background round who I think would love to come on to be able to say hi to you. If the others don't mind me bringing LJ on quickly.
Gosh, I guess.
Hey, LJ.
Hello.
Hi.
She's not on the sofa.
I am on my sofa.
Oh, the sofa looked far away from you.
Yeah, it's because I'm really nervous, so I like shoved everything on the floor.
Thanks for the great comments. It's been really interesting.
Totally welcome. I've been following your research for a really long time.
Oh, cool.
I actually I've always been into science and stuff, and then I got off drugs and I needed a focus, and I started reading your papers once I found out about you, and then it gave me something to aim for career-wise.
Oh, fantastic.
So yeah, you kind of saved me there.
Oh, that's really cool. And there's plenty to dive into with regards to science, but even when you focus more specifically on venoms, any particular disease, and you've got a huge area when you get into how the molecules interact, almost like Lego bricks. That's the bit that really fascinates me, is that chemistry of how a little protein shape binds onto another protein and stops that signaling. So there's plenty to dive into, and as we've been saying, that we're doing loads of research all the time, and more coming along as we can. But it was really great to hear. We've been an inspiration. That's cool.
I have all of the research and posters downloaded.
Cool. There's definitely more coming too.
Oh, I can't wait! I'm so excited.
Excellent stuff.
When Phil told me that you were coming on, I didn't believe him. I'm like, no. You've been my idol for a really long time.
Excellent stuff. That's cool. So this connection, I've been doing work with Biaza when from the sort of outset of Venomtech, really, because of my work as a safety officer. So when I saw how people, particularly the pet trade, were working with dangerous animals, now principally snakes, but also the things like Brazilian wandering spiders and stuff, we started working on new methods, because I come from a pharmaceutical health and safety approach of working safely with these animals. And then some folks at Biaza saw actually could be useful to bring those safe working practices in. And it's from presenting at the Trust Invertebrate conferences and stuff. That's how I know Phil, and we've known each other for a good few years now.
Good few years now, yeah. I remember the first conference I met you at. Which was your first thing?
So for me, it was Coombe Martin, but that was a steering group meeting. I can't remember which was the first conference off the back of that, but back in the J years, definitely.
Yeah, which is a fair few years ago.
Yeah.
I was kind of talking to LJ about the classic one for Oxford with the at the deep.
Yeah, that was a great conference.
That made me laugh. Every time you do a talk, I'm always too far away, or I have something already planned, and it sucks. But Phil said that one day he'll take me to one of your talks and stuff. So
yeah, so we're doing that. Twig always moves around the country, but also we're going to have posters at the LRIG Drug Discovery Conference, and that's a free one, but it is in Liverpool.
I have family in Liverpool.
That's the start.
I'm a Scouser by birth.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, it is the mecca for a drug discovery conference every year, and it looks like at the moment it's going to be on in person, which will be a first for me this year. So we're looking forward to that. We'll hopefully have some posters on some of our latest research coming through.
So one question I do have is, have you ever had any incidents in the lab?
We've had the odd splinter, the odd paper cut. That's about it.
I like that.
The safe working practices genuinely work.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're a zero envenomation incident, which is cool. That is
Yeah.
because when I sort of set up and first looked at how people were working with venomous snakes in particular, we saw the great opportunity to actually make that safer because they were just opening the enclosure and offer the black mamba a rat, and I just sort of looked at that from a health and safety point of view and went, there's got to be a better way of doing that. So we devised a piece of koi carp plumbing with a slide gate and a screw cap, and you put the defrosted rat in the cap, shut it up, open the slide gate, and now the snake can feed and it's still contained. And we actually got a patent successfully patented on that, successfully granted is what I'm trying to say.
Nice.
Nobody else has thought of doing that, and to me it was obvious to not put your hand over the black mamba.
Yeah. Another question I had. Sorry, I told Phil when I found out you were going to be on the stream, I wrote a list of questions, and there was 100 questions.
Wow.
So I threw them away because I figured that's too many. Do you have any book recommendations? And if so, could you send them to Phil so he could send them to me, please?
A good one is actually just called Venom, was written by Ron Jenner and the Natural History Museum. It's quite a good overview
I've read that.
of what's going on. Yeah, and depends on what you want. If you want to dive into how venoms are used in drug discovery, then obviously Progress in Medicinal Chemistry is quite good too.
Cool.
Depends what you want to look at. It would be nice one day to do a sort of Venomtech book on sort of venom in drug discovery at a wider scale, but I need a lot more time. Running the lab is quite a time-intensive thing to be doing. Although at the end of last year, I did employ my own boss, so I could focus more on the science. Because up until that point, I was running the company as well as running the science. So I've got my own boss now, which allows me to focus more on the science side of things.
Yeah.
So this is how much of a fangirl I am. This whole journal is based on all of your research, like podcasts, everything.
Fantastic. I say you could have given the talk instead.
Well, when I was on the phone to Phil was like, well, I don't have to introduce him. I'll just let you do it. I was like, okay. But there was one thing I wanted to ask. There's too many questions. I can't find it. But one thing I did note down was that it's nice to see that you're passionate about your research, and you just proved that by saying that you employed your own boss so that you could focus on the science.
Yeah.
It shows that you're in it for the research and not the potential of the money, like a lot of people.
Yeah, for me, I set up a business because I wanted to solve a scientific problem. I then had to learn how to run a business because I couldn't until I could afford to employ my own boss and then go back to focusing on the science. And I've done a few talks about starting my business, a lot for university students. And when I asked me if they see me if I see myself as an entrepreneur or a scientist, it's very much a scientist. The business running stuff I have to work at, whereas being a scientist comes naturally.
So, do you still have over 200 species?
So we're about 165 at the moment. It fluctuates basically. True spiders are, as most people will know, the true spiders have quite a short lifespan. So unless we're actually actively breeding them, but they'll come to the end of their natural life. Whereas a lot of our theraphosids we've had for 10 years, that's incredible. And it sort of changes, depends on what customer needs. We're a commercial entity. We have to have the venom library that suits the customer needs. But we're about 165 species at the moment, and we are growing in density as well as diversity. So keeping it as phylogenetically and geographically diverse as possible. But we're also doing a lot of work on cnidarians, so jellyfish and anemones, which is a cool new group to add venoms in the coming months.
Oh, that's going to be so awesome. Phil told me a story, actually, when we were on the phone about how you had over 1,000 slings.
There was a lot of Sicarius that
Yeah.
you bred once, didn't you?
Yes.
I just
We
really
bred them
Take
very
them.
well. Yes.
with a bag of Sicarius going, Phil, do you want some Sicarius? And just in a bag full of them. I was like, okay.
Yeah, so that's also a challenge with arachnids, that when you are successful, you suddenly you go from not enough to far too many, and need to find willing homes for the youngsters. Because the challenge for us, not so much with the Sicarius, we did keep quite a big collection of those, but with big Theravoses like Lassiadoras and things, that it takes a few years for them to get big enough to really work with. So for us, that we're breeding things like black widows, brown recluses, and a lot of heteropoda, sort of true spiders, because they're short lifespan. Whereas the Theraphosids were breeding less so because of much longer lifespan, and when they do breed, sort of Lassiadoras can easily produce about 1,000.
Yeah, I have 12 of them at the
No,
moment.
fantastic.
And then Phil showed me his, and now I don't think I want 12. He showed me how big his girl is, and she's massive.
That's a male. So the females get bigger.
I thought you said that was a female.
I kind of thought it was, and then it hooked out. And I was like, oh no, it's a male. Just because of the size of it, but no, it's a male.
Yeah, I don't want 12, so if anybody wants any LPs, let me know.
So they get big. Stuff. As well as doing all the other stuff, you're a private keeper as well.
Yeah, very much so.
A private keeper for a number of years, both for reptiles and inverts. Am I right?
Yeah, so behind me is a couple of spotted pythons in the ribs. I thought that Isis might come out, but she's not. Got a couple of royal pythons underneath, leopard gecko, turquoise. Theraphosid wise, got Brachypelma bohemii, auratum. Got a nice Lassiadora klugi, who is a bit of a man eater. She's eaten 3 males already and not produced an egg sac yet.
Wow.
But they're known for producing about 1,000 babies. So if we're successful, we'll have spares. Got a nice little Hadrogenes, the flat rock scorpions. They're a little fascinating. There's a avicularia up there and a Hiradula Asian mantis as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
And a pet piranha in tank downstairs.
You have a pet piranha?
Yeah.
Phil, you didn't tell me this.
We rescued him from an aquatic centre.
Because it was a fair few years ago that I came down to do talk at the uni. And
Yeah.
the piranha then. Is that still the same one?
Possibly, yes.
That's
It's a few years old, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was being bullied in a aquatic shop by Carasins, so we rescued him. We kept piranha before, a good few years previously. So yeah.
My piranha are getting on now.
Yeah.
To piranha.
Oh, right, yeah.
They're slowly going, but they're like good sort of at least 10 years old.
Yeah, right, yeah.
I've read so much research on piranhas.
Yeah, they're really cool,
They're awesome.
and they're really shy in small groups. You get them in sort of, shoals of 100 or so. They're still pretty timid. There's some great stuff with Jeremy Wade, where he gets in a pool and just shows that they're not just mindless killers. They're very much sort of assessing situations to whether it's worth going in and feeding or not.
Yeah, I find it awesome.
It's often one of the biggest surprises when people come to my work, when like they see the piranhas and go, "Oh, these will eat you in seconds," and I go, "Actually,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
Misconception.
Very much so. People hang some food in the tank and think, "Oh wow," and sort of they'll generally get bored before it takes the first bite.
Yeah, so I mean, well, my piranha won't eat unless my lights are off and everyone's out of the building and it's quiet, and then they'll eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, Doug's actually made a good point about diversion piranhas, but piranhas often being fruit eaters.
Do you want to take this or shall I?
So, you might know more about piranhas than I do, but I know. I mean, my ones are offer them fruit, but they've never taken it. But
It's a
obviously I know-
species thing.
yeah,
So by piranha species, there are far more fruit-eating species, the biggest of which being the pacu. Whereas the meat-eating piranhas, you've got red bellies, blacks and yellows, I think, are the core meat eaters. All the rest are actually fruit eaters, but it's a species thing. So, the ones with needle sharp teeth are no good at crunching nuts, and pacus crushing jaws for eating nuts are no good at eating flesh, sort of thing. So, it's no good offering yours fruit. It's a different species.
but there is that case because there's what's this, New Guinea, isn't it, where pacu were introduced into a lake in New Guinea, I think.
That was a Jeremy Wade thing as well.
Yeah.
It might have been during when I saw it on, maybe, where like there's no overhanging fruit trees or anything, so they've started attacking boys and men going into the lake, attacking their testicles, thinking that they're nuts.
Yes, I saw that on again Jeremy Wade program. Well, there might have been others, but
I was like, well, that's horrific, having something that actually has like human-like molars.
yes.
It's like cracking fruits and nuts, so you're going to go in for like, oh my god. I would rather be bitten by a meat eating
red bellies.
Yeah, clean plate.
Very much so.
Not that I've ever been bitten by a piranha, and I'd rather not.
No, me neither. I'd like to keep that record as well.
What's your favourite animal that you've worked with?
That's a really good question. But a lot of the cobras are really quite iconic species. I've got a real fascination for the black-necked spitting cobras, Niger nigricollis, because they're such characters. But as an 8-foot venomous snake, they're quite a handful. And for me, with the spiders, I think for me, my favourite species, and this was before we started the chili sauce idea, was the Trinidad chevrons. It's the screensaver on my phone. It has been for years. I just think they look like grey gibbons with the little flames on their feet. So stunning little spiders.
That's so cool.
But it's really difficult to pick a favourite. For me, being a biologist and studying the natural world is just who I am. It's just a natural thing. I don't really. It's difficult to have a favourite, and that's why our animal collection is so diverse, and we don't really have a particular favourites. But I definitely put the pokies up there in the top 3. The nigricollis, the black-necked spitting cobras is in there too, and probably something like the little Vehovis, little devil scorpions. Such characters. And such lunatics when they're out in the box.
Was it Paravajavis spinageris?
Yeah.
And it's just so full of attitude.
Yeah.
Stuff. But it's like that big. Just like,
tiny little scorpions that want to take on the world. It's absolutely hilarious.
Like, they want to take on, and then you've got my giant flat rock, and this was like, oh hi.
Yeah.
Like so much bigger, but just so much calmer. This little tiny spinageris is like, I'll get you.
Yeah. Yeah,
but a lot of them I like that sometimes. The smaller scorpions.
Yeah, I really like the big scorpions, big Heterometeorus. Fantastic species, and also they give a decent venom yield, which is also nice as well.
With the Heterometeorus, is there much difference in venom yield between the species, or are they all about the same?
We found them mostly similar. I don't think there's anything. You'd have to sort of really study them accurately. We've got a lot of data, but we've not gone back and analysed that data to see if there is a statistical difference between them. But there's more variation between an individual as it's going through ecdysis cycle and getting older than there is between animals of similar size.
I know you probably don't because they're venomous animals, but do you ever do walkthroughs of your lab?
No, so one of the things that the licensing situation is we would be in risk of being a zoo if we were doing tours. So the only people that come into our labs are partners and collaborators that we're actually working with that are there for a work reason.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Do you ever do video walkthroughs?
That's something we could do, yeah. We've started sort of doing a bit more video work recently. There's one coming up, talk about sort of drug discovery, introducing our new lab. And so, yeah, we might do a video talk on some more of the species within maybe. But it all comes down to time, really.
Yeah.
Filming takes a huge amount of time. I mean, just us YouTubers know that, but when you're filming for like, even for TV, that takes a hell of a long time because there's so many takes and stuff. Because you've been on at least some food documentaries and stuff. That was Spider House was the one, wasn't it? For the BBC, which was fantastic.
Yeah, and that Pain, Pus and Poisons, they brought 7 people with them, I think. Proper train track, camera rig and stuff, and we're in our lab for about 9 hours, and I think it's about 2 minutes in the video at the end of the episode. So yeah, it's fascinating to see that level of production, but also for me, particularly with crews of that scale, to see that the quality of what's coming into the camera, just the little screen on the back of the camera, to see the quality of what's going there. I thought a lot of it was was in production and sort of jazzing it up, but actually a lot of it's the instrumentation and as it goes in the can, as they say. So it's been really cool to see, and I've done a lot of sort of either end of the scale videos. We do some stuff for local news, and I've had people turn up with a GoPro and a broom handle, and sometimes you can't tell the difference between how it was recorded. So there's definitely opportunities for us to do more if it's our marketing needs as we're going forward.
Phil, let me know.
Yeah, if we're producing videos, it will be to shout about it. So LinkedIn,
I'll shout about it.
LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and our website will be definitely throwing it out there.
I could literally sit there and talk about all of your research and your work and everything you do for hours and days. So I can shout about it for you.
By proxy, yeah. Excellent stuff.
Do you have any Deathstalker scorpions?
We do have Deathstalkers, yes. Got a few different species of Lyris. So I'm not sure when it happened, but for a long time they were just a monotypic genus, but have recently been split up into 4 or 5 different species, and I think we've got 3 of them. So.
Yeah, you also do a lot with the wandering spider, the Brazilian wandering spiders, the Phoenixia, don't you, as well?
Oh, Phoenixia, amazing. Absolutely bonkers. They were the fastest animals I've ever seen and worked with, but we've got some wolf spiders in at the moment, which are definitely hot contenders.
Really?
Yeah. They can't climb anywhere near as well as the Phoenixia, but on flat land they are very quick.
Oh yeah.
That's really cool.
So one of the amazing things with the Phoenixia is that we've dropped got a bolt hole in the top, so we don't have to take the lid off to put the food in, so the spider can't get out. And we've seen these spiders on the roof grab the prey and land before you've really seen it. Just suddenly, they've grabbed it in midair. Absolutely incredible spiders.
So cool.
Yeah.
Hey, Russ.
So the post up there about Lyris quinquestriatus, they were, but there's also a collection of other species there too. Cool. That's been good fun, though. Just a laid back chat and talk about
it's been great having you on, Steve. But then I sort of joined these guys, and this is my second time hosting this stream. I was like, I want to get some.
No worries, mate.
I was like the first 2 people on, especially as you and Benjamin, just because I knew everyone would find it so interesting.
Oh, Benjamin's amazing. We've worked with him for many years.
Both like topics that often the private sector doesn't necessarily get to hear about.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. So I was like, part of my thing was like, right, I could use my contacts with my zoo work and the conferences of who I've met around Freddy's and that. Let's get some people on that. Yeah,
It's all about networking.
Really interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's been great. And do you need a head off?
Fairly soon, yeah, if I can.
Yeah, no worries. So, is there anyone that has any last questions for Steve? I'm sure LJ does, but is there anyone else? Anyone
I have
in
a
chat?
lot more questions. A lot.
So, you're probably not coming to Bedford, are you, Steve?
Not at the moment. I've not made any particular plans either way yet, but we'll see.
If you do, I will die.
Oh, we don't want that to happen, so perhaps I shouldn't.
I told Phil that if we're at Bedford and then you walk towards me, I will faint. And then if people go, well, who's that? I'll be like telling everybody everything about you whilst I'm fainted still. Can you make some hot sauce?
Can you make some hot sauce? Yeah, that's pretty much where we started. So yeah, there's a good chance we will for the sort of autumn conference.
Catherine.
Hopefully. But again,
trust Stefan to ask that.
We won't be shy about it if we do.
Yeah. Yeah. If anyone was going to ask that, it was Stefan that was going to ask that one.
Good stuff. That's really cool.
So, I
is
don't know
it
if they
okay?
potentially had the Southeast Arachnid show because that's down in Kent.
Yeah. So we've been going there since its inception, and there have been years where we've been selling sauce from the tables. So I'll, barring any unforeseen circumstances, definitely be at the Seas. That's something we'll try and get to every year. So it's just a really great show, even if we don't have a particular need to get something. It's good to catch up with people and see what's going on, what new species are out there.
I think it's my second favourite show of all of them. I think the Sea Show. I don't think because BTS is normally either right by my birthday or on my birthday.
All right.
It's the only reason that BTS is up there as the best one for me. Then Seas, such a nice show.
Yeah, they've been both great shows, and it's just a really good community to go and hang out and pick up the latest information and what's going on, what new spiders people have got, and what new spiders people have bred. It's always good fun. Yeah, we'll definitely be out there.
Mr. Trim, is it okay if I send Phil
Steve will be fine.
Steve.
Bless you, LJ.
Steve, is it okay if I send Phil some questions to ask you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
Excellent stuff. No, it's been great meeting you and great having a chat. I'm happy to answer the question.
Thank you. I have now officially met my idol.
Cool. That's cool. This video going to be up for sort of permanent, sort of a on-demand post.
Yeah, basically, I think it saves it to YouTube, and then people can just watch it whenever.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so we'll stick it on our channels as well, and people can see me talking about what I do.
Oh God.
So, that'd be fantastic. We'll have to take a timestamp for everyone so they know that after a certain point, it's then just us hosts just chatting whatever we'll end up chatting about for however many hours. Just so they don't look and go, it's 4 hours long, what's going on? 4 hours.
I have to go, but it was amazing meeting you, and thank you for answering all of my questions.
No worries, thanks for joining. That was great chatting to you.
All right, I love you guys.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye. Towards the end because I knew she would first.
She had to hop off so she can go scream now.
I imagine CJ is possibly, it's probably for CJ.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
of her son.
Yeah, excellent stuff. No, that was
Been very
was funny.
interesting. It's good to know what's coming in the future. You know.
Yeah, it's a really
That's
great,
it.
exciting
And
stuff.
so it's something that I often use in my talk at work, often, especially with like the tarantulas and stuff, because so often people don't like tarantulas in the non-tarantula world, and I go, actually, these guys are being used, in drug discovery to help us and stuff.
Yeah.
That might spark a bit of interest in them to go and then look into it further. And stuff, and just help sometimes with people that don't like something and go, what's the point? Like, well, actually, these could help you live.
Yeah, exactly.
I was about to say, maybe you'll like them now because they could save your life. You know.
Yeah, potentially
very much.
the drug that you're going to need or you're needing now that has come because of research done with this venom.
Yeah, and knowledge often breeds fascination, so it's a great tool to use.
That's it, yeah. And I'd often use, like, we don't have Death Stalkers here, we have Petrometrus, but I use scorpion, have scorpions, so I talk about scorpions and we'll say there is a Death Stalker and it's used in, with brain cancer treatments and stuff, because of it, and stuff, and that just fascinates people.
Yeah, very much so. And it's also been looked into for canine cancers as well, I believe.
Oh, wow.
Been used for, a few different things. It seems to work really well.
I don't think there's any more questions coming through, so I will let you off, Steve. But Jeff for joining us tonight. It's been fantastic.
Thanks for the invite.
Steve.
It's been a
nice to meet
pleasure.
you
I
all.
hope you can come back
Douglas,
sometime.
Douglas, come in with the last quick one of anything for arthritis.
Yeah, so there are a few anti-inflammatory venoms that are being tested out there. Particularly, I think a Grammostola venom has been looked at for arthritis. So again, another common species in the trade, and the hobby having a very interesting venom. I'll see if I can dig out. I can't remember the paper off the top of my head, but there's definitely a few being looked into, both the pain and the inflammation part of arthritis. So that's definitely ongoing.
The arthritis medication that you have right now, it's horrible.
Yeah,
it's just horrible. So that's good to know.
Yeah, it's the same with a lot of medications that they work for some people, and for other people you get more side effects and less efficacy. So there's a need to improve those sort of things, and that's why there's a huge drug discovery industry out there. We've seen the power of that when COVID turned up to deliver a vaccine in a record time. And there's still a lot more drug discovery still ongoing in all these other areas as well. It's just particularly challenging work when you get at the molecular level, but that's what makes it fascinating. That's why I love it. So thanks again for the invite, and I've really enjoyed it. It's been a fun evening, and we'll catch up soon.
Yeah, no, definitely, Steve. And hopefully I'll see you either at a show or a conference sometime soon.
Hopefully both. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Cheers, folks. Bye.
That was interesting.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes. It's really good to know what the future holds. Like our pets can save lives, but that is a big thing, because the people that can't stand the tarantulas that we keep as pets, well, you don't know what they hold, what their venom holds that's going to help you later on down the road.
Yeah, that and something as standard as a Brachypelma homori or Grammostola rosea and stuff, so common as can really help us.
Yeah, that was really cool to listen to him talk. That was really interesting.
He doesn't have a channel, but I'll put his website back in the chat. What was I saying? Wrong tab. I'll put his website back in there. And if you type in Venomtech on Facebook and probably Twitter and LinkedIn and all that, you'll come up with all the stuff that they're doing.
Hi.
Hello, Lily.
Hello.
Yes, he's very nice.
That was fun.
So, yeah, man, yeah, a fair few years ago now at one of the Biaza conferences, and yeah,
They're
we've been
still there.
Was that Mark?
Ellie's lost something on a necklace, ain't ya? I thought you lost something on your necklace.
It just
Oh,
twisted.
Russell, if you watch my video I just uploaded, you'll see what's in the cage.
Go to Christine's channel to see what's in the cage.
Yeah, jump on and watch it.
After this stream.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch Christine's after this stream.
Now I gotta kind of do this because I want him to watch my video to see what it is.
Hide all the movies.
It's definitely not a tarantula.
So no, if not, it'd be a massive tarantula not to be able
Right.
to speak out with that.
Oh my
Well,
goodness.
biggest ever, not to get out through the bars.
Watch my newest video. You are gonna love it, Russell. It's I'm still mind blown myself by one thing in particular that I was able to get.
Was that yesterday's show?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yesterday I uploaded the walkthrough, and today I uploaded what I got there. So.
Yep.
Yeah,
I think I saw. Yeah, I watched the walkthrough one. That was either last night or today or this morning. I watched it. I can't remember when.
Yeah.
I think your shows are a lot better than ours. Definitely.
He gets all the interesting people, huh? The knowledgeable people that we can't get a hold of. But yeah, that was yes, I know, Stefan. Wasn't that awesome? I grinned the whole way home from that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool to meet someone like that.
Yeah, and for people like that to be so down to earth, it's nice that people stay humble. I like that.
Yeah, no, that's fine. LJ, I thought that might be the case.
Mm. Oh, well, good for you.
I saw that, Stefan.
She is awesome. She is, oh my gosh. The UK chili queen. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I saw the photo on Instagram.
She's
One. Scott mentioned me being like about chili stuff, but I'm a wuss when it comes to chilies.
yeah, she's been in competition with Johnny Scoville a few times. She is she's a bad A when it comes to eating hot stuff.
I can't do chilies.
No, I'm not a huge fan of it of spicy stuff. Mainly because I've been brought up on a really bland diet. My parents don't like spicy stuff at all.
Shouldn't you, Ella?
I don't know why.
You should be a chiller
Why?
because you're so hot.
Going for that one.
When did you meet her, Stefan? Was it recently? Have I missed something on Instagram?
That'd be today because him and Scott were at a chili fair.
Oh, okay. So
I didn't even know they had chili fairs.
So we met Ed Curry. So you had to try to one up, and well, not one up, you had to try to. Okay, I see how it is.
They're in competition.
I'm about to go find Johnny Scoville. Okay. Stefan's, he's like making a competition. Well, guess what? No, good for you. That's awesome. You got to meet her. That's awesome.
So, what's everyone else been up to?
Go over to Peter's because my live food got delivered there yesterday, so I had to go over and get it. And I've just finished doing feedings tonight.
Nice.
That's about it, really. Had my son and his friend there downloading that CCTV
Oh yeah.
onto a memory stick for the place.
I hosted my first family gathering.
That looked like fun.
It was random. It was out of the blue, and I'm really, really sorry about being late.
No, you're fine.
I hope so.
Don't do it again.
I'm never even late. Do you know how much I stressed about being late? Because I was like, I'll be there in like a minute. I won't be long.
But it wasn't that late.
Yeah, but I'm never late. Like, even if I'm running late, I'm still on time before time.
He's not
Yeah,
upset. He knows you had a busy day. It's okay, sweetie. He's not
There's a
upset.
first time for everything. Just don't do it again.
Who are you talking to anyway? Oh, be cheeky.
That's awesome, but the best part is she knew who I was. How'd she know who you were? Because you're on the League of Fire?
DJ, she's still very sore, very bruised, very battered, but getting there. She just said she'll be kicking some ass soon.
Okay, nice.
Nice.
Nice. Good for you. That's awesome. See, being on the League of Fire has perks. So good for you, Stefan. I'm proud of you. I couldn't do it.
I couldn't.
Yeah,
do.
DJ.
There's no way.
I think Stefan has got a mouth made out of lead to have them hot things. I don't know if he's flipping does it or don't.
No.
Pack of crisps are too hot is bad enough for me.
I mean, for me, pretty much any chili's too hot for me.
I need to remember that for the future, Phil. Next time I make sandwiches.
You need to what?
Remember that for the future. Any chili's too hot for Phil.
Basically
Oh,
means
yeah.
I can't trust any sandwiches that Eddie offers me anymore.
No, I know how to use chilies so you can have the flavor of chilies, but also remove the heat. I used to do it for my kids when they were babies.
How do you remove the heat from a chili?
You sort of semi-boil them, you keep the flavor, but all the heat, all the acidity comes out into the water.
Huh?
And then I always do taste tests before I mix it.
You know, learn something new every day.
Yep.
Put it this way, where there's a will, there's a way. I'm not one of these people who will be like, oh, well, I can't eat that because I don't like that. I will find ways to make things work. If it's awful, I'll always throw it away and start again. Oh, I've got dogs. I've got dustbins.
Here you go.
Sophie, she had these hot like crisp things. And I said, are they very hot? And she says, no. And I tried it. Oh, my God, my mouth was on fire. I said, fancy doing that to me, you horrible thing.
There you go, Russell. I got him out because he wanted out, so I couldn't say no to that cute little face. There he is.
Why is McDonald's
Is that a rat?
There you go, Russell.
Yeah, isn't he adorable? He is a
No.
sweetheart. I fell in
It's a
love
rat.
with him. Hey. Hey. I haven't named him yet. I'll name it Mark if you don't watch it, mister.
No.
Okay, then.
Mark the rat.
You be nice to my pretty rat. Yeah, he's a dog baby.
Sandra said, don't make her laugh because it's hurting her to laugh.
He is so sweet. Yeah. Aren't you, buddy?
I bet Ellie's cat would think that as well.
They're very smart, Russell. Very smart. Thank you, Leah.
I'm sure my cat would look at it and think dinner.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Yeah, they
well, so would Scarlett.
I got attacked by my cat earlier. I gave her a little bit of chicken and then she jumped at me thinking my finger was chicken. I wasn't even expecting it. I shit myself.
Knock you over.
The thing is, Terry watched it as well because, like, I was paying attention, but I wasn't expecting it from the cat, which doesn't normally do that. And Terry was laughing.
What are you doing?
She really fat in Leah. I suppose she is, isn't she?
Yeah.
That's right, Stefan, because
That is
there's
very right,
other
Stefan.
stuff on there. Absolutely.
I'll watch the Spider-Man uploads, but I'll just pretend it's a toy. No, I
One of them
can't.
squeaky ones.
My skin crawl. I'm not comfortable with them.
Just pretend, yeah, just pretend it's a stuffed animal.
I learned to look at them through a glass, and I'm happy when they're frozen.
Close your ears.
Hey, I came a long way from having a proper temper tantrum, though. Every time I see one, it's like, but at least I'm not doing that now. I'm getting better slowly.
Please
I can
be
look at them and
Don't give my rat a complex.
I can't. Like, if they're alive and moving, and
What, you named him Roland?
What?
What, you naming him Roland?
I haven't named him anything yet.
Roland Rat.
Roland Rat.
If it's female, name it Ellie. If it's male, name it Mark. There we
Yeah,
go.
it looks like there's one coming out of my ear, doesn't it, DJ? He's a total sweetheart.
You should name it Ratatouille.
Name him what?
Ratatouille.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The rat that cooks soup.
There it says Mr. Jingles.
Oh yeah, from the
No,
Green
because
Mile.
Yeah, Green Mile on the Mouse.
that's not very nice.
Yeah, he likes to sit up there. Yeah. Sweet boy, aren't you? Don't Get It in America. Roland is a TV program. How could anybody not think you're just the cutest little thing in the world? Huh? Oh my goodness. Ellie's like, mm-mm. It's a stuffed animal. It's all good.
I'm just waiting for it to go in your pocket and then you take it for a day out and shit.
I'm gonna eventually get him a harness so he can go to the pet store with me whenever I go.
Don't forget his winter woolies for when it's cold.
Yeah.
I love Christine to bits. If Christine's happy, I'm happy. But as long as I don't have to go near it unless it's locked away. I'll look at it through the glass. That's the one.
Thank you, Leah. I do too. Yes, you're a sweet boy. Boy rats just always that. I've always had a pet rat. Y'all just don't know. I actually have a white pet rat in there now named Rudy, but he stays in the other room. But
Bloody rats.
this one is gonna be in the spider room. So
You know he's dragging his balls all along your neck, right?
Mm-hmm. Well,
Maybe Christine likes the balls dragged
rodents have
along your
huge
neck.
testicles. It's just
She's used to it. You see how tall Jason is.
they do have big testicles. All rodents do.
Mhm.
They sure do. But it doesn't bother me. I've had male rats like my whole life, so it doesn't bother me at all.
What's happening with Midnight, Christine? When's he being done?
In the morning,
Oh, is it in the morning?
Mm.
Oh, poor cat.
I know I have to drop him off before 9 to get that done.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's
tell
alright.
him
You
before
can
he,
catch the end afterwards. It'll be fine.
tell him before he goes to bed to say goodbye to him.
Yeah. Just lick him one last time before
That's
he
it. Tomorrow night he'll go to lick him and he'll think, where they gone?
Yeah, I know. Wait a minute,
What
there's
happened?
something missing here.
Poor
I know it
thing.
needs to be done. I feel bad. I know, and it has to be done, but I still feel a little bad about it. I just like, oh, I just when I drop him off in the morning, I'll be like, I'm sorry, baby. I'll see you in a few hours.
Salem missed his balls for weeks, but now he doesn't care.
Wait, how could you tell he missed them? Was he?
Because he wouldn't leave the sack alone. He licked and licked and looked and licked.
Oh, really? Oh, dang.
Hi, Anton.
Hey, Anton.
Anton. I know, Leah. I know.
Oh, I'm so happy to have Hazel back. I've been nosing at her the whole time. Every time I walk past her, looking at her.
Yeah, I know you missed Hazel. How you doing, Anton?
The nice thing is, he's still got loads of life in him. So even if this time wasn't successful, me and Leah are always back and forth anyway. So in about 11, when did we do it? We did it about 6 weeks ago, roughly. Because every 2 weeks I go to Leah. So in probably about 4.5 months, 5 months max. If they didn't lay anything, we can try again. If she molts out. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hazel will still be a good little smoke bubble by then.
Yeah. Doing good, Anton.
And you missed us yesterday. Of course I missed you, Leah.
Yeah, when he was talking, like everything, all the species he was talking about that using for like he was talking about the pokies. I was looking up my pokies. He was talking about the H. gigas. I looked at my H. gigas, and every time he mentioned one, I was like,
"Yeah." But did he say the Cambridge was his favorite?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I heard the Trinidad. Was it Trinidad or something?
Yeah.
They're called,
They actually have one.
yeah, that's the common name. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's the only one I don't know by the common name.
Right.
But I do have it labeled. It's labeled the scientific name and the common name. So I recognized it, but I questioned it in my brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of his favorites. Yeah. Just the way it looks. And then because that's what he based the chili sauce on.
That's wow. Chili sauce with freaking tarantula in them.
Samapeas, though, are really sweet. I've never had drama from my Samapeas or my pokies.
Well, I have.
Never had drama from a pokey, but when I kept on Pacemonia, that they used to just run around all over the bloody place.
Oh, Amelia, yeah.
Oh, they're pretty.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think my one that likes to leg it the most will probably be the Victoria or the Poultry. But it's not normally until I get the lid on and it's like, then they go to the top and start darting round. That's the worst I've had off of them. Like yesterday, I boxed up 2 spiders ready to ship. The salmon payers, no bad behaviour whatsoever. Perfect little spider. Did as he was told. Well, not told, but you know what I mean. Did what you wanted it to do. Mega Pound the Robusta was a completely different story. Little fucker just wanted to slap you and bite you. It's only about 4 or 5 inches. Like, it was a nutcase.
I mean, you never know, like, what drama they're going to give you. Like, I say, yeah, none of my pokies ever give me drama. And yet sometimes I'll get, like, a fret posture from a chili rose. And you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. Puppies just want to run from you. They want to hide.
Yeah, all pokies do any kind of maintenance, and they're just, I'll just pop round the back of this hide.
Yeah,
pop back into
that's
this.
what mine do. I open their enclosure, and they go behind their cork bark.
Yeah,
so.
They just calmly hide themselves, and then cool, sorted. But yeah, I'll sometimes get a bit of a fret posture from one of my grandma sodas. Like,
honestly, the first time my grandma soda gave me fret posture and started like smacking on the lid when I went to open it, I shit myself because you generally don't expect it from a pulcra. Like the whole time they're made out to be these sweet little puppy dogs.
Yep.
Yeah, things can be feisty though.
They
and
can
the
be.
terrestrials are worse than the arboreals for sure.
Okay, I know someone who they asked me, I think it might be Matthew possibly, Custom Aquaria, about it because like when I kept them privately, I've got 2 at the zoo. As my experience of them was I don't like puppies. They're just so calm. They don't do anything with them. They don't care. And he got one that was like complete opposite. It was just a psycho. But they're all individual, and so often we label it as though, this species is really calm, but it's like, well, there's going to be individuals that aren't.
But I think sometimes it also comes down to how you keep them. I'm not saying they're keeping them wrong, but I've noticed I can have 5 of the same exact species, and not one of them will behave the exact same way.
Right.
One will like more substrate and will like to burrow. I've got 5 different curly Ks. One never burrows. It's always right at the top. I got another one that'll be out for a minute. You touch it, it'll burrow. A little bit skittish. I got another one that'll be in. For the minute you touch it, it comes out like to say, yeah, I'm going to get you. Like, none of them are the same. So as much as husbandry might say, oh, you need more soil for this one or you need more soil for that one, I think generally you need to observe your animals and see how they get on better, because some might need more, some might need less, some might want to be arboreal even though it's supposed to be fossorial.
Exactly. It varies from spider to spider. You have to give that spider what it wants. So
I think the best thing I ever did though was give it, not keep them so plain, give them different textures. Because you'll find they'll move it all around, or they won't move it around, but they're like specific spots, and then they might go to another spot, and they sort of kind of change behavior and become more relaxed when they've got different things, different textures, rather than just keeping it substrate and a cold back.
Yeah.
Looks like Kelly's ready for a bed.
Anyone else got anything new? Obviously, Christine's got a lot of new stuff over the past couple of days.
Yeah.
Even 2 days.
No, I haven't.
I haven't got anything new.
Not me. I'm on that for the next show anyway. And I need to be paid first.
What's a chicken cheeseburger?
Yeah.
The heck?
Doja's got a chicken cheeseburger in the oven.
Is it just like a turkey burger but chicken?
Probably a chicken breast covered in breadcrumbs, maybe southern fried with a nice slab of cheese on top, maybe some sauce and some salad.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Leah says they have.
Oh, what you got, Leah? Or not? Or what aren't you saying?
Of course, Leah has. She went shopping this morning.
Did she?
Of course she did.
Where do you go
I
shopping again?
wonder what she got.
We went shopping at a reptile shop.
Ah,
Oh. Okay.
very nice.
Is Leah gonna tell or she's saving it for a video?
Oh, we have to watch her new TikTok to see what it is. Ah. Yep. Hey, Michael. That's the first thing Michael comes in and says. Yeah, we can definitely.
I'm Michael.
First thing you notice is.
Michael.
Yeah. There is no denying male rodents. How you doing, Michael? I'm glad you made it to the stream. Did Ellie have to remind you?
Do you know, nowadays I send him reminders all the time. Like, if we don't see him in the first 20 to 30 minutes, I send him a reminder. I know he's always gutted then when he misses it. So
Yeah, he always writes, "Oh, I hate I miss this another live every time." Every time. That's Ellie did.
Brilliant.
Glad you're doing well.
right, I'm going to come back now in a second, guys. I need to take a pee.
Okay.
Go and have your poo then.
I'll never poo.
Yeah.
Poo.
Go and have your other poo.
I need to make more poo before I can take a poo. I need to, or I can end that.
Awesome, Leah. Good job.
There you go. So I'm going to follow Leah on TikTok.
I can't get TikTok to take off, but I don't stay on top of it as well as I could. That's
How's it doing?
funny.
Awesome.
Funny.
Yeah, I don't really. What's going on?
She's gone for a number 3, Michael. A number 1 is a wee. Number 2 is a poo. And a number 3 is a wee and a poo.
He's your baby. He's your baby. He's your joy baby boy. Oh my goodness.
In work tomorrow, Phil?
Yep.
So what are your days off then?
Wednesdays and Saturdays. I have off.
He's your baby. Who's your baby? Who's your baby? Who's your baby?
I don't do TikTok very often. Not enough boobies on it.
That's
You just don't know what to look up on TikTok then, because I'm sure they're all over there.
I can't find any.
Leah, send Mark some links. Whatever you might send you some old guy dressed as a baby dancing around.
No, I don't want that.
She's sent us, what the hell was that?
Yes. What do you want? What is it?
Okay, I know.
Yeah. Send them Mark's way, Leah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's boobies, send them my way.
Trying to climb on my head. Can't climb on my head. Huh.
There you go, Lee. 600.
Oh, nice. Good job. Yay, Leah.
Ellie's having a jig. See, Michael wants boobs as well.
I don't got any of them.
Why not?
If Michael wants boobs, he'll have to ask you and Phil to share with him. You guys got comfortable ones. I only got ducks.
Got ducks in the pond, boys.
No, not ducks. Ducks.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Duck and a duck is different.
But they are nice ducks.
You got your own bloody ducks, Mark.
I don't do men's ducks. I like females ducks.
You got female ducks. You got a pair there living in your house, Mark. Behave yourself.
But
And them ducks obviously work because they raised your sons.
they might have a pair in the house, but I like to see more and more just to check out the different sizes.
Well,
And
I'm sorry, you're past shopping nowadays, okay?
but I can still shop and look.
No, you can't. Nowadays, it's pay-per-view, okay? Pay-per-view.
Scott's just got back.
Oh, yeah.
He stopped off and got Mackey's.
Oh, nice.
They should have a boob window at Mackey's.
Go to the right place, they might be.
Should they label it the Perth drive-through? Yeah.
If they had a boob drive-through, I'd be there every day.
Oh, we know you would.
Going to the Mackey's to view the boobs.
I mean, we're sure if you go to like a place like Amsterdam or whatever, they might have something like that.
I was about to say, don't they have like topless car washes there?
No, I think
No.
we're lucky that he hasn't got as
Oh.
close to either.
Oh. Well,
It's a shame because I couldn't get my car washed.
yeah. We got him here, Mark.
Why do you think I'm moving in with you?
You'll have a spotless car because he'll volunteer to drive your car to the car wash as well.
The
Every
car
day.
will be absolutely.
And Jason's.
Yeah.
Every car.
Yeah.
We'll just go through the cars every day. Gotta take one to
I
the car
could
wash.
just imagine Mark going to one of them car washes. Excuse me, miss, you forgot to clean the shift stick.
Oh my gosh.
Which one?
Did you look in group chat? Oh my gosh.
Group chat.
Look in group chat.
Oh God, what is? Oh my God.
So you started now,
It
Ellen.
looks like I'm bloody
Yeah,
staring at him.
Michael. It is.
Yeah, but in the background,
The
it
silver
looks like I'm
jumbo
staring
long
at him.
hair. I fell in love with him. Yeah. He is a doll baby.
Oh.
Well, there you go, Mark. You want all different shapes and sizes and all different kinds, so there you go.
There you go.
That's no good. That's a bloke displaying them.
At least you got your underwear view. You can't complain. And they ain't no cheap underwears. I tell you that. That size does not come with standard prices.
No, they don't. Hers are bigger than mine, and mine are outrageous.
Hey, she wins the competition for females in UK for sure.
I'm telling you.
Most
Yeah,
second
they are cute.
do it.
They're so sweet and so smart. Yeah, like it's ridiculous. You gotta pay $40 to $60 just to hold your boobs up. Per
Listen,
Michael do that for free.
you know, you don't need to pay that. You got Jason to help.
well, yeah. That would be kind of awkward for him to walk around everywhere holding my boobs up.
Yeah, but he wouldn't need to. When you're out, you just let them be free. Then when he needs support, you be babe.
Look, they're big and I breastfed. They don't. They kind of go dunk dunk dunk. So they need to be held.
Hi, Dale.
Hey, Dale.
How are you?
Apparently, Terry said his boobs are not good enough.
Use duct tape.
His duct tape fixes everything. I think duct tape does kind of fix everything, doesn't it?
Did you see Michael, Mark?
Yeah. Google Susie Sparks. I'm just gonna have a look now.
Yes, exactly, Leah. Like, it's just not. It's not a thing.
You could hold my blood boobs up with fucking massive tape.
Big boobs just have to have bras in public. It's just.
Ellie don't need duct tape. She can use sellotape.
What?
Susie who? Susie Quattro. No. Susie Sparks.
Michael, I hope you're not going to give Mark a heart attack. What are we going to do for that?
Yeah. We don't need Mark going to hospital as well.
I know.
There's nothing on there.
You probably have to go to the. You probably have.
Yeah, safe
We're
search.
Yeah.
Under
You have
18.
to go to the adult. You have to unlock parental lock. Yeah, Doug, they do. Like, the bigger boobs do cause a lot of back problems for women, for sure.
Smaller boobs cause front problems, and you end up looking like a male.
Jeez.
I give up.
Michael, send Mark just a link to it. It might be easier.
Yeah, but then he'll tell him to contact his provider because of the 18 blockage. But you do know, man, looking at paper is an addiction. You know that, right? An addiction is not
Cool boobs.
You don't want to go into recovery because of an addiction. So proceed with caution.
Oh, there you go. Michael's going to send you a link in 10 minutes, Mark.
Oh gosh.
I don't know what Michael does in his free time.
Why does it got to be 10 minutes? What are you doing, Michael?
He's having a quick
He's having a poo. He'll tell you he's walking his dog, but he's really gone for a poo.
Yes, I know. I know.
They do. It's Christine, true Cinderella. She
Huh?
just made a pretty dress. She got a mouse. She's got a princess personality. She just needs a little pretty dress.
I wouldn't have anywhere to go. Oh,
There we go.
You already got Prince Charming. Where else do you want to go? Just get him to build your castle. It's fine.
I need a pumpkin carriage.
I'm sure it could be a red
Probably, Leah.
to it.
Yeah, probably. It says going to walk a dog. It's just another name for it.
Isn't he adorable? Come on, look at that face.
Uh-huh.
Look at that face.
That's
Oh,
How can you say that's adorable?
yes, he is a pretty boy. I love his little face. He is. He's so sweet too. He likes to snuggle. The whole hour driving home yesterday, he sat like on my belly but below my boobs, and he just laid there. He slept.
Do you blame him?
No. Every rat I get likes my boobs. I used to have one that would go between my boobs and go to sleep. Yep. They're sweet babies though. They're amazing pets.
So what you named him then, Christine?
Haven't named him yet. I've got
you
to
haven't?
I just sometimes I can think of one within hours and sometimes it takes me weeks.
You should have called him just Mouse.
But he's not a man.
He's not a mouse though.
You don't know, Bray had a hamster and still called him Mouse. My first cat that I ever had, I called it Puss. Here, Puss, 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 Puss. That was his name.
I don't know. He needs something. I don't know. I can't. I gotta think. I don't know. It's probably gonna take me a while to think of one for him. He's got the sweetest little personality. I don't know.
Do rats actually eat cheese?
Huh?
Rats and mice, do they actually eat cheese?
Yeah. Yep. But they need a varied diet too. You can't just give them cheese. But they do like cheese. But yeah, they do need a varied diet. Vegetables, their dried foods, all that stuff.
And the odd Mackies.
Huh?
And the odd Mackies.
No, what?
McDonald's.
The odd McDonald's.
No McDonald's for the rat.
No.
They don't eat the burgers, the meat.
I mean, they would do, but it's not good for them.
Yeah, they would eat it, but it's not good for them. They'll eat pretty much any people food, but it's not good for them for their life, their longevity, and everything. So.
See, I call mine either a fat cow or most of the time I call her dog, but when she's in trouble, I call her Scarlet.
I've heard you call her dog several times.
I call her dog all the time. I'm like, come on, dog, let's go. Like, if I had another dog, I'm probably just going to call it dog. What's his name, dog?
Easy enough.
My first cat was literally called Puss.
Yeah, we had a cat named. It wasn't Kitty. What did we? No, I can't remember. I'm having a brain fart. We had a cat with a very obvious name. I don't remember now. I don't know. I'm getting tired. I can't think. It's been busy for a couple of days.
It's like on that program, though, wasn't it? Was it is it Bird Nest or something like that? and she named them Child 1 and Child 2, or Child A and Child B. I can't. It was something bad. It was to do with that whole disease thing. I can't remember, but that was funny.
DJ had a cat named Beethoven.
That's cute.
My sperm is called Big Bum.
I haven't really got any more names. My skinks are called Arrow and Alex. Both got boy names, but they're both female. My snakes, one got a boy name and it's a boy. The other one got a girl name and it's still a boy.
My Cancerodois is called Beryl.
It's called what, Barrel?
Yeah.
Bird box, there you go. Leah knew what I was on about.
Just going to get another drink.
Okay.
I've got an Ellie.
Bird box.
Shelly's.
Thanks for hanging out, Doug. I appreciate it, buddy.
Oh, nice to meet
Talking to
you.
you.
Take care, dogs. Speak to you soon.
Yeah.
I want to get it, but I'm still like questioning what.
You do what?
I said I'm going to guess something else, but I'm still questioning what. Did you see my big nose video from the morning? It was funny.
Yeah, I did. I
You
saw
look
that.
a Willie.
I was like, what is she doing? Video after video. Like, Lord have mercy.
I'm back.
Yay.
Guess what I learned today?
How do you pronounce that?
To
Catherine?
speak Welsh.
I learned that Scott can't run. He sort of stomps.
Well, what? I get a little bit of this and a little bit of that, but what is the first one? It flibby dibby.
It flibby dibby and
Flibby dibby.
a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah. It's that first one, isn't it, though?
Yeah.
LP Fibby Dibby. Yeah.
You know, I looked at it and I was thinking it was some sort of foreign writing to begin with.
Oh, it is just Fibby Dibby. Fibby Dibby. Okay.
Is LJ still on?
No, I think she had to go off because of that's because of CJ.
I need to let her know to expect a bit less from me.
Huh?
You know, I packaged the millipede and stuff for her to go to Leah's.
Oh yeah.
I think I did something wrong with the packaging because the roaches died and so did the isopods. But I completely give them a new packaging and they've gone with Leah now and they seem to be fine. But I was a bit upset about that. I was scared to put any more in because I don't know why. Like, they've been living happy together for a long time. So it had to be something that I did within that packaging. You get what I mean?
Did you put them all in the same tub? That could be it.
Well, now she just got nails and millipede in there.
Just because I don't know how much the millipedes produce, but I can't remember on Geiger's, but like some millipedes produce quite a decent amount of cyanide, and potentially in a large space, fine, that's well ventilated, but in a small space, it might have been just enough to have killed isopods and baby roaches potentially.
So
I'm
that
not sure on top of my head how much Geiger's produce.
See, I thought it's because maybe they didn't have enough holes.
I mean, it could be a mixture of the two.
But I felt real bad about it, and I said to Leah, I said, look, I've rehoused them all. Because I sent you a picture of how they all was. They all looked fine. And I stuck them in a new box then, because I was even worried about leaving them in that box overnight, because they were going to ship yesterday, not today. But Leah said, oh, no, they'll be fine. And normally, things are fine. Everything else was fine.
I'm just doing for the way, not a poo.
So I've learned from that, and I'm still trying to figure out what was wrong. I thought it was the amount of holes, because there wasn't holes in the top. I sent them in the same box I received the millipedes in, which only had holes around the side, not on the top.
Yeah.
So when I reboxed them, I put holes all over the top and all over the sides, and I tripled the amount of holes on the sides, and I completely covered the top in holes, just so they had that extra breathing space, just to make sure I didn't suffocate them.
Yeah.
I hate when things go wrong, and it could have been potentially my fault.
Oh, I think we all do.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you always then sort of like, oh, what happened and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So,
what if I had done this different? What, you know?
Yes, that's it. But I think it's important to be like that as well, because then you're on yourself. You know, it's always important to, rather than just being like, oh, well, what happened? Oh, well, who cares? The fact that is, I think, is important.
Yeah. If
I mean,
you're just
it
like,
was
oh, well, then you
like
really don't. Yeah, you don't really care that much if you're just like, oh well.
Yeah, exactly.
Not even thinking about it.
Ventilation, but it was very minimal, because that's what the millipedes were sent in, so I thought it would be okay.
Mm-hmm.
But the millipedes wasn't also sent with roaches and snails and isopods. They came by themselves.
Yeah.
So I was like, is it space that's an issue? You know, being in such a small space, because the millipedes are big. They're not little.
Yeah, it could be any of those things, or it could be one of those things. Could be the whole mixture of those things.
But I've learned now that if I'm going to send it, okay, the millipedes and the snails survived. They're obviously okay together, but small periods of time. But if I'm going to send things like that again, I need to know, okay, even if they live together, make sure I separate them. Just separate to separate clubs. Yeah. But it was something I wasn't really prepared for. Like, I wasn't prepared for them to die, not that I wasn't prepared to ship them. Because they're not being shipped through Royal Mail this time. They go into Leah's, so she only needed them to be ready for transport in the car.
Silly boy. Silly boy.
But you don't bite your ear out, Kristen. You look like an earring.
He's not going to bite me.
If he was going to bite her, it would have been there by now.
Yeah.
That was going to happen. You don't need to find out within the first couple of seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I wouldn't be able to touch it. I don't know. I don't even touch the dead ones. I use a tongue.
Actually, they're amazing pets, and they're very smart. They really are.
You can do a lot of training with them as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can teach them stuff. They're extremely intelligent. That's why it's good to have. Here's that word again. To have a brain for the certain toys in there for learning toys. I can't think of the name of the. I don't have a brain for it. There's a word I'm looking for, but I can't think of it. That you have toys in there to like
environmental
enrichment. Yes, enrichment toys. They're good to have in there, and you can use like parrot toys and stuff like that, and they can learn to pull out stuff from the holes and stuff like that. They're very smart.
Yeah.
Enrichment. Yep, that is the word. I always have a hard time remembering that word.
I don't think I'll ever.
What was that, Ellie?
One of them little things Christine got. Like, them who should not be named. I'm learning not to be so like screamy about it, but yeah, I don't think I would have one unless it's for food. But then they wouldn't be running around, so I'd be okay.
So you don't want me to get you one then?
Mark, I don't need anything else, mate. You sent me enough.
What are you doing? Silly boy. See, he has to hang out with me in here. I have the dogs in there, so he'll probably be hanging out with me on the streams. Every time I'm in here, I'm gonna have to give him all my attention. Well, I'm in my spider room a lot anyway, so when I'm in here, I'll have to give him all the attention because of the dogs. I can't have him in there. So yeah, I'll work with him. Work with him a lot more than I did with Rudy. Didn't really work with Rudy, and Rudy's just insane now. Like, you walk by Rudy's cage, he'll reach out and grab your clothing and pull it in and bite it. Yeah.
I like ferrets. You still got any, Leah?
I grew up.
Ferrets are nice.
Yeah, they are. I'd have them if we didn't have the dogs. I'd definitely have a ferret. They're silly little things. Yes. Yes. What is it? What is it? Oh, you want on the table? Okay. Well, you can get on there. That's fine. You mark on the keyboard? Okay.
I know what you should name him.
What?
Keep him with your theme of bugs. This is not a bug. That's
Name
what you
him.
call him.
I should name him. This is not a bug.
No, Russell, take care.
See you, Russell.
Hi, Russell.
You have bug, you have Z-bug, you have question bug, and you have man bug. If you name him not a bug, then it's completely fine. And it's definitely not a kitty. It's more of kitty food.
Right. It's definitely.
Oh, that's bad. What's the neighbour kill them? Where's ferrets?
People are mean.
That's cruel.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I should be able to fix my car tomorrow.
Yeah, I hope so.
This thing caused me so much drama. Like, honestly. I almost had a Sassy Pants episode this morning if Leah didn't save me.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Good, yeah, sounds like my neighbours.
Jeez.
I must have moved from Liz. It's come and live by me. We're moving to Wales.
I'm moving out. I've built my banana boat.
We're heading for Cardiff.
Ellie's heading for Birmingham.
I'm going to the moors, mate. The moors is even further away.
This is not going to tell you which moors either.
I'm having an exchange with Ellie's next door neighbour.
I doubt it. She ain't going nowhere.
She is now a blackmailed her.
What are you doing in there? Are you irritating the dogs again?
Ellie was and Leah was up with her. We got a new rule coming in on the 1st September in Belgium about neighbours.
Leah, if the other neighbour would move, then it's fine. You can swap with her, but the house is tiny. Well, I can't have you swapping with the other one. She's a really nice neighbour.
Neighbours can now go in the neighbour's private yard to take a ball by accident. Oh, wow. Well, yeah, you probably get just some people just using that as an excuse to sneak into people's back gardens.
Ouch.
And don't need us from it. Damn. Oh, no. I wouldn't want that. Well, I don't have that problem, but I wouldn't want that being a rule. That people just, your neighbours can just walk into your garden whenever they feel like.
I will spend some time with you in a little bit, sweetie. I've got some other animals to take care of today.
That's why I would swap you with the one I share car park with, not the one that's attached to my house, because she's also nice and you'll get on with her.
No, but the way that Leah
I'd
puts
be
it
a
out,
nice
I don't know
neighbour.
about how long it'd be before
Mark, if you're moving, I'm moving out, okay? I need that space. You're very lovely in small handfuls.
Night, Catherine.
Night, Catherine.
Right, Catherine.
Right, Catherine.
Just checking outside my house.
Whoop.
Where's he gone? Hold on. Broke it.
That seems crazy then. Just put a crane in your garden without even asking. Just to add something into their garden.
Oh, really?
That seems crazy. Oh, they can take you to court if you don't like it. What? Damn. I'd hate that.
Yeah.
God, I don't have a problem because I don't have a garden. But eventually, when I do, I don't want people just randomly walking into the garden.
Right.
It.
I've had a big argument with someone coming into my garden before. I was fuming. I kicked right off with my neighbour. But the thing is, she just turned up and she was like, I didn't even know he hopped over into my house. But the thing is, I think he was avoiding a policeman. That's why he was trying to hide in my garden. But me being me, I went out with my big mouth and all guns blazing. Like, why the fuck is your friend in my garden? Like, why? She's like, what are you on about? I don't even know what you're on about. I said, look, he went from my garden to your garden and now he stood there talking to your fella. What the fuck's he doing in my garden? I was fuming because the thing was is I was sat there on the sofa watching the telly at the time and he was looking through my windows. He was being a nosy fucker. I was fuming.
I think most of us would be too.
I'm sorry, but for me, sometimes I could be a little bit too honest.
Well, I mean, like, your garden is meant to be your private space. So to have someone that you don't know suddenly in your garden is a bit of like, well, hang on, what the hell are you doing here?
Like, I pay for this space. Do you get what I mean? They can go away.
Okay.
Get it in space.
Done it. I done it. I fixed it.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah, ours does the same thing at night or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's still lit up like that.
Yeah.
So basically, yeah, you can use a neighbour's garden to place scaffolding or crane to build something in your garden if you don't have space to do it yourself or all in your garden.
I'll be darned. Like, yeah, you can come on. Yeah, let somebody try that here.
Well, for people like going around and asking, the neighbours will be like,
Yeah.
What you want to do is, do you mind if, is it possible? And if you get on with your neighbours, then cool. But just to be like, we want to do this, so we're going to just use your garden. That's and
Yeah.
there's like nothing you can do about it. It's a bit. But apparently Hunter wants to know how Scarlett is.
I just sent him a message.
Ah.
This is how Scarlett is right now. She's filled up to the hang on, it's lovely. Chip out. Mind you, she's eating lots of pasta and chicken and bacon and tuna and cheesecake and pavlova and whatever else she got in my throat. Chicken nuggets, chips, everything.
Yeah, that's crazy, Durgeon. Absolutely crazy.
Not here. Unless somebody try that here, they're going to hear the hammer of a gun clicking. Ain't gonna happen. That's crazy. They can get away with that though.
Do you guys want to see an adult giant leaf insect?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other day, yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
Can you put it on full screen?
Yeah, I'll go and get it.
They're cool. That's bull crap, DJ. There's no way. I couldn't deal with that.
I'm back.
Oh, look how beautiful.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh.
I thought you were showing us something wearing a dress because of the way the light reflected on it.
That's lovely.
Yes. Beautiful.
Oh, and what's that, Phil? Leafing stick.
Yeah.
Yeah. About bit less light reflecting on it. Yeah, fully mature.
Isn't that amazing? The way, I mean, they literally. It's
How long do they live, Phil?
Not long.
No.
No, like 8 months to a year.
Oh,
that really sucks. Just like the mantid said, is the one.
Yeah, not long lived, but hopefully she'll get full of eggs.
Yeah.
And I can hatch them out.
I
Hopefully.
can't believe how nice that is.
Well, nature is amazing, isn't it?
Certainly is.
It's just the camouflage, like camouflage. Won't appear, but you might see like on the wings and stuff. It's all the individual veins of a leaf.
Yeah, that's wow. It's insane.
That's crazy.
Okay.
And then even like these ones, like beside this, where it looks like it's been nibbled.
Yeah.
And stuff. It hasn't been nibbled.
Yeah,
just
that's just truly
What do they feed on, Phil?
bramble.
That's all.
Oak as well, but I don't really have any oak here.
That is so nice.
stunning. Truly.
And then, although it's mature, it will continue to kind of the brown on it as it gets kind of older will continue to sort of spread as if it's a disease leaf.
Uh-huh.
In the art, so that something that is a leaf eater hopefully won't eat them.
Wow. That is so cool.
So yeah, fully matured the other day, and I was like, oh my god, I've got one to adulthood finally. I think they're two different. I've never actually bred this species, but they're parthenogenic, so they're all female.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll get eggs I'm going to get eggs now. Pretty much guaranteed as long as she stays alive, and my other 3 when they reach adulthood. And as long as I keep the eggs well, hopefully they'll hatch.
Just can't get over how real it looks exactly like a leaf.
Yeah, and then even just swaying in the wind.
Yeah, that's why I was noticing he was swaying like a leaf does in the wind.
Like it can feel the fan, so it's just sort of like swaying in.
Yeah. So amazing. I haven't seen any of those around here. Like at the shows, you know what I mean? Like we get mantids, but mantids and stick insects, but I can't say that I've seen a leaf insect for sale anywhere around here. But it's just amazing. The way animals and the way fauna can camouflage into nature. It's just.
Diphroides are going to for €15. That seems expensive for Diphroides.
I hope they do, Leah. It'd be interesting to see them. I'd like to see them as little itty bitty babies. I bet that's adorable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because depending on the species of leaf, I think these guys are yellow when they first hatch out. I think.
Oh.
So, but some are bright red when they first hatch out. Some species.
That's so cool.
But I think there's just so many different species of them. Yeah, constantly learning more things about them.
They don't have mandibles, do they?
No, well, not really. They've got mouth parts. Don't know how well it'll pull out in the mouth.
Okay. Yeah.
So, you got the mouth parts all there.
They look, because of their sheer size, they would look like they would have mandibles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How much are them to buy, Phil?
Sorry?
And how much are them to buy?
Not too. I mean, I got these from a shop. So they were $7.99 each.
Quite cheap then.
As youngsters. Well, I say as youngsters, it's had a couple of molts since I've had it. So you can probably get them for a $5 each sometimes.
Yeah.
Kind of dependent on size and where you go, really.
They're so awesome. I know they don't look like that. I don't keep mantids because they don't look like you get attached and then you get heartbroken. But those are just, I think I would want to try. Like if I could find one of those, I would just to say I've owned one. They're just amazing. Welcome back.
Well, I got one more mantis left out of the 6, and I was all from the same clutch. But I said, when this one does die, not having no more.
Yeah.
Get too attached to them.
They are awesome, aren't they, Michael? I was just in awe, just looking at that beautiful baby. It's amazing. It's like it makes you wonder, do their arms get tired? Like, if we sit like this all day, arms would get tired. It makes you wonder, you know what I mean? Because they do.
I find with a lot of larger leaf and insects, this is how they prefer to be. Is idea because that uses less energy for them.
Oh, okay.
Because often a lot of them, they can't necessarily support themselves that way up too well. They don't necessarily like being that way, but they much prefer hanging.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
I find for a lot, especially some of the larger stick insects. I find because their legs are so thin, and the bodies are so big.
Right.
When hanging is much more comfortable for them. And then with this bit here, just like again, it's just a way of hiding themselves.
Amazing.
And it's just seems to be comfortable.
That's right.
What haven't I got?
Good question.
There's lots I haven't got. Absolutely loads I haven't got. Or that I've ever kept.
How long have you kept leaf insects? Do you keep them? Do you like to constantly keep them?
These have been my first for maybe 3 years, maybe. I took a little break from them. I've had leaf insects on and off. Kind of seeing with them go, actually, I fancy some leaf insects again or whatever. I used to breed the Philippine leaf insect years ago. Never bred this species, so I just took it when I went to Ely Exotics, that isn't too far from me, kind of a new aquatics and reptile store, and they had these available. Well, and then I'll take a punt at some more leaf insects.
It's so cool.
So, but that's where I got the Panda King isopods from it, or my mum got me the Panda King isopods from there for me.
I got some dwarf purples to throw in an enclosure of just as a cleanup crew type deal. Not for food.
Ellie, are you trying to auction me off or something? What's going
Yeah,
on?
they're called dead leaf insects, aren't they? The ones that are brown all over. They look like they're fall leaves, like dead leaf insects. Ain't that what they're called?
It depends on the species. You can get so because in Australia the dead leaf insect is a stick insect, which is the Maclay spectre, which is the
common name problem.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
But you do get some actual leaf insects that are brown in color and look more like a dead leaf.
Mm-hmm.
They are. I want to say the woody eye, I think. Let me have a look.
Yeah. You need a new fill?
Who needs a new fill?
Leah needs a new fill. Do you need a new fill or do you need another fill? You want a fill of your own?
Yeah, you get yellow ones as well. Yeah, there's all sorts.
So cool.
Yeah, I like this. Everybody has
Yeah.
Westward, is it the Westward? That's kind of. Philly and Westwoody, when they're young, can be green, yellow, or brown.
That's so cool. Oh, Phil the Beetle. Oh, okay, I got you. I thought you meant Phil.
Phil,
No, I did.
replacing me already. Philly and Tob Elon is as well. It can be kind of brownish and yellowish in color as well.
They are awesome, though.
They're fantastic little things. So,
They really
hopefully, I'll get plenty of eggs from my 4.
A layer of time.
Yep. And they'll just they'll replace the ones I got. So, but one of the species I need to do a video on now, especially now I've got one to maturity.
Oh, for sure you do.
Sort of thing.
Absolutely. Yes, I
Phil.
love that.
How many eggs can they lay at a time?
Actually, I'm not sure on this species because some stick insects can lay 1,000. I don't think these guys lay anywhere near that amount. I would expect I'd hopefully expect a decent amount. Anyway, look, I don't have to on my head, but some species lay hardly any. I kept one species of stick insect that would lay maybe sort of up to 10 eggs in its lifetime.
Oh, bloody hell.
Which is, well, it's manageable, but also it means you don't get very many.
How is your C. elegans doing, Phil?
Right, it's Diddy.
At least I got to give you a love heart.
He gave me a love heart. So, look.
And he's a heart
when I see it,
all the time, and he's not going to abandon you either. He's love forever.
Let's have a say. Conditions. Breeding. So, produce about 1 to 1.5 months after becoming an adult. Yep. You can see the reason why the big wings on the back. Only females will have these wings. Yep. It doesn't say how many they necessarily have. It just says that they take 6 to 9 months to hatch out if you keep them at 25 to 30 degrees. But I'm not entirely sure how many eggs necessarily these guys actually produce. There we go. Number of 80 to 100 eggs each.
Bloody hell.
So, yeah.
That's a fair few.
So hopefully I'll get plenty.
Hopefully.
So I think if I get overrun with these guys, these will be less annoying than some of the other stick insects I get overrun with.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they lay loads, Michael. The Eurocanthus, they lay absolutely loads. And you can ignore them and they hatch out. What did I miss? But yeah, when I saw this in the tank there, the became mature, I was like very, very happy.
Nice. Do like him.
It's going for one now, or she even.
I keep going to drink coffee and my cup's empty, evaporated.
Well, make one.
No, I need to get ready to go bed before I fall apart.
Yep, they are clumsy. The Eurocanthus. These guys, these live in my bedroom, and like I don't hear them at all. The only thing in my bedroom that I do hear is if when the rhino beetles emerge and they start mating, you hear that at night.
Hey, Christy.
I'm back. Amazon guy dropped off my new bra, and the dogs were going crazy, so I had to go get it.
Well, Leah wants to sleep on Ellie's sofa.
You can have a go.
Who wants to sleep on Ellie's sofa?
Leah.
Oh, Leah does. Yeah, it looks like a comfy sofa. I could fall asleep on that. Thank you, DJ.
So we'll just turn up one day and all just go to sleep on Ellie's sofa.
I'm sure I'm sure it wouldn't be a problem. You know, we had 16 today.
Was there that many people there?
Yeah.
Wow.
I suppose, yeah, Leah, Terendette, all the kids, and then Scott, Tara, and all the kids.
And then my friend Nadia and all her kids.
Oh, blimey.
Yeah, Michael, I think that's the issue with a lot of people. They love the Beatles, but that grub larval stage is pretty.
I'm fine with the grubs.
I'm going to turn up at Ellie's one day just for a coffee.
Yes, doesn't it look so comfy? Yeah.
I mean, we should have some decent sized grubs in one of my tubs.
Oh, she's so pretty. Look at that.
Scott now, he's funny.
I wish they lived like as long as the tarantulas. You know what I mean?
I'm the same as a mantis. If a mantis lived that long, I'd be pure happy.
Yeah. So I can't wait to do a video on those, Phil. I'm gonna like that.
Yeah, I just need try and do like a little filming set for him, whatever. Just because the tank they're in is no good for filming.
Yeah.
It's an awkward tank. It looks cool. It's just really awkward. It's a hexagonal acrylic tank. There's like 3 of them together in a stack, but the lid is one that opens like that, so it's really awkward to do any kind of servicing with or anything like that.
Yeah. That's so awesome. Michael.
Oh. I'm just having a conversation with Scott.
Oh, I bet.
You know, it's funny watching him run down the road. Even though he was behind me, I was still seeing what he was doing, and it's like thud, 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 thud.
That would have been good to film.
Yeah, I know.
See, we missed it. Leah left her phone in the house, and I was in front of Scott because Scott couldn't catch me.
Is you running?
Yeah.
I bet you're like a little whippy, aren't you? When you're running.
Put it this way, you wouldn't catch me, man.
Do you want to put a bet? Have you seen the size of my net?
Listen, the only thing you would catch right is cardiac arrest. That'll be it.
Oh gosh, I'm about to knock off my thing. Yeah, I need to go. I might go get some.
I'm back.
Yay!
You need abs, the body language. Yay!
Have a look here. More. Add more wood to this.
Michael, he's digging up grubs for you.
If I can find them. If not, I'll look in another tub. I don't like to do too much just in case they're molting or anything.
I've had a lot of excitement this weekend. More excitement than I'm used to.
Aha.
Been a good weekend for you.
Absolutely. Aside from my heart goes out to what happened to y'all, but aside from that,
Yeah.
it's been nice.
Well, hopefully, like, the police is going to get it sorted. And
Yeah.
There you go.
sir,
That one's massive.
Don't bite me.
caterpillar,
No, this is a beetle grub.
a beetle grub.
Yeah.
Massive.
It's about half grown.
Half grown.
Yeah, half grown.
What the
Yeah.
heck?
For this species, yeah. This species can get sort of 100 grams or more for the grub.
Whoa.
Are you feeding it steroids?
Holy
There's
cow.
lots of rotten wood
Wow.
and rotten leaves. So let's have a.
Absolutely, Leah.
I'm glad you had so much fun though, Christine.
Yeah, thank you.
Nice to see you have a good time.
It's literally worn me out, though. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not used to that much excitement. It's just not gonna.
That's like me.
So this is a male.
How would you know? Did your microphone tell you?
Yeah. I microphoned it.
I saw him hold up the microphone.
I need to get myself a microphone, you know. I'm missing out.
I found little ones are like a fiver on Amazon. I'm going to get one just so I can, ask my spiders what sex they are. Yep. No, on these, they're big enough that just sort of. Don't bite me. Don't bite me.
Yeah, right.
Here, there's a tiny little dot. That means it's a male.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Females don't have the little dot.
Oh.
They look like they're nasty.
Females just don't have anything. They don't have a slit or anything. They just have nothing there.
No, not there.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, that's what he's trying not to get bit. I wouldn't want to get bit by that grub.
Yeah, no,
I don't think I would.
it hurts. It does hurt if they bite you.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they can go. One of their main diet is rotten wood.
Yeah.
So, and they can go through wood. I've got soil all over my laptop. Right. Now, you need to add some more wood to that tub. But when they're adult, they are absolutely stunning.
They're what?
When they're adult, they're absolutely stunning.
What species are they when they're adult again?
Mecanarina torquata ugandensis.
What the flying fuck did you just say? Something. I didn't know. That's what I got.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they do, Michael.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
That was a mouthful and a half.
Mecanarina.
What the F and F? What did you just say?
Yep. Mecanarina torquata ugandensis.
I'm never going to remember that.
I'm going to try to type it in and see if I can find
Probably it's easier.
So, I'm going to move my agent.
Oh, it's a rhino beetle.
right, Michael? Right?
It's not a rhino beetle.
It's not a rhino beetle.
Nope.
That's what we're saying. He said, what?
See, this is why we need Phil, because Phil can come out with riddles from his mouth and make it sound all fantastic, and the rest of us is like, We get it, no problem.
In English, it's the Ugandan flower beetle.
Well, if it's from Uganda, then I wouldn't be surprised if it gives you a nasty bite.
So,
Have you seen the wasps in Uganda? Have you seen the wasps in West Africa and East Africa generally? Our wasps are like
no.
shit out of me. Their wasps are like that big, and I run for my fucking life.
Oh, they're gorgeous.
I think I would if I was being chased by one of them.
There's no bug in Africa that's small.
The blue ones. Right? They're blue?
They're all sorts of colours.
Oh, okay.
So
Blue or green.
you got blue ones, you've got almost black ones, you've got green ones, orange ones, red ones, mixture, purple.
I'm seeing that now. That's freaking awesome. So is it just luck of the draw? You don't know what color you're getting, or is it look out?
Yes, yeah, those ones are. They're kind of just any old colour. Some people do sell ones as lime bred for certain colours. But other people I know who are a lot more knowledgeable than me within zoos have said that's a load of rubbish. Kind of thing that you can't lime breed them. But then other breeders have said you can, so it's all like, I don't know. Titan beetles are well, they're the largest beetle that we know of so far, Titan beetle.
Titans are? Have you had one of those?
No, I don't think anyone keeps those in captivity.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
They would be their grubs because on average a lot of grubs tend to get like twice the size of the adult. I mean, their grubs would be like nearly 14 inches long.
Oh wow!
The beetles like around 7 inches, 7 to 8 inches long.
That was way a ton.
It's like because often beetle grubs get bigger than the adult.
That thing?
So they're huge.
Holy cow!
Absolutely huge.
Look at this little kid holding one. like dang.
So Hercules beetles are cool. I've got Hercules beetle grubs, so hopefully I can rear those up and get Hercules beetles. Don't know where I'd put adult Hercules beetles, but hopefully I'm going to get adult Hercules beetles in like a couple of years' time.
Do the grubs take that long to hatch out yet?
Some of them do.
Oh wow!
There's one species of beetle, I can't remember what the scientific name is, but it takes 47 years as a grub. And then can take like a couple of years in pupating, reaches adulthood, and lives for like a couple of weeks.
Oh wow!
Bloody hell.
Gosh.
So does it literally only reach adulthood just to get its groove on and then die?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
That's all the adult stage is for.
You know, they have such a better life than us. We have to go for commitment and responsibilities.
Yeah, but also a lot of those ones that do that, they have no mouth parts once they're adults, so they can't eat anything.
Oh wow.
So they basically literally kind of die of starvation.
Oh. That sucks.
I mean, because they have no mouth. They can't eat.
Oh wow.
Jungle nymphs are awesome. Yeah, I had one hatch out today at work.
Mm-hmm.
Baby jungle nymph. They can hurt when they're fully grown, especially the females when
It's no more out.
they get you. When they get you with their back legs. So, first thing, yeah, some of the beetles, especially the larger beetles, can take a long time to rear. So you got a long time of tubs of dirt and changing tubs of dirt around and refreshing tubs of dirt.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you like got your fingers crossed that you're gonna have a male and a female emerge at the same time as each other, or at least within a few weeks of each other, so you can actually get breeding going on.
Right.
Right. Are you gonna keep pouting like that? Huh?
You look at him.
Our longhorns are awesome.
He's cooking.
Phil, why don't you just do your own zoo instead of being employed? I mean, you're not far off.
I'm not for, if I had the money, it's a hell of a lot of money to start your own place.
Midnight, you can't come in, honey.
I think especially to do it well.
Mm.
I can't remember how much Martin's spending on his place, because Bugs UK are starting their own invert zoo and building everything from scratch. I don't know, we basically the first in the UK of its type. He's been talking about it for years, but it's going to cost him don't know how many hundreds of thousands to do, literally doing everything.
Yeah.
And having everything built from even plumbing installed and stuff onto the land.
There's no more food for you, Greedy, too.
So let's see. What are we doing together there? I dread to think when you.
No.
Away from the zoo.
Huh?
They said we should open the zoo together.
Look how troubled they are. They just sat there staring at me for food.
Totally would do, zoo, but I reckon to invest, you'd want at least $1 million. I think at least.
At least, yeah.
Unless you're taking on a bad one, but then you're going to need a lot of money to actually
Recover it.
basically turn that around. I'm probably under exaggerating by saying $1 million just to start one up. Probably under exaggerating there. Just as how much everything is.
So how much is it to get a giraffe?
Well, if you did it legally, nothing. And you go through all the right channels. And they become members of Biaza and Iasa and stuff, then well, they got a seaboard enclosure and they get signed off by the subject keeper. And then they approve you for the species. They get them sent to you.
Oh.
They might just pay for the transportation, but that can cost a lot. And transport giraffes is very specialist, so probably
it's not like it's going to fit into the back of an airplane, is it?
They got to have specialist trailers for them.
Yeah, you're good. Okay. Making sure you can for a couple of days.
So they need a lot of space for them.
Mm-hmm.
So, if I was to do one, I'd start off with just loads and loads of reptiles, amphibians, and inverts.
Yeah, do stuff that all the other zoos aren't doing.
And I'd probably want loads of specialist rooms for invert conservation.
Yeah.
I mean, just loads of biosecure rooms and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna hop off here and fix dinner. And I've still got the little critters that I got today. I've already fed them, but I have to rehouse and film that, so that can go up tomorrow.
I gotta get up early night tonight, and I gotta try and get
Might call it anyway because we're actually just gone past 11 o'clock here anyway. So
Yeah.
might call it. And like anyway.
So when we talk again, Midnight will not have his testicles anymore.
Thinking of you, Midnight.
Right?
Enjoy your
Glad
last night, Midnight.
Glad it's you and not me.
testicles be gone.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm glad it's him and not me.
But
It's all right. If you keep perving the way you're perving, Sandra's gonna have yours to be testicles be gone.
Oh my goodness. Night, Stefan.
yeah.
Night,
Night,
Stefan.
Stefan. Night, everybody in chat.
Thanks for joining, guys.
Thanks.
Thanks to
Yeah,
Steve for coming on and people that joined when Steve was here.
Michael, stop it. Oh my goodness.
It's Leah's turn next week. Hope she's ready.
Cool.
Christine,
Yeah.
can't you ask the doctor that takes him out if he can have them in a jar so he can remind him of what he used to have?
Put him in a little necklace on his collar so you can just carry him around with him.
Testicles just hanging around here in random places.
All right, Leah, take care.
Night, y'all. Be good. Thanks.
Night, Christine.
Bye.